seconds.
Is this where the damn drumming and the music kicks in?
Yeah. What is going on, everybody? Hello and welcome back to On the Pipe Podcast. Today is Tuesday, March the 3rd, 2026, years after zero. I'm your host, as always, Tyler Shepardson. Joined with me tonight are Big Tom and Big Rig Craig. And we got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. This past weekend was the opening round of the second round of GNCC. The Wild Boar GNCC happening down at the Hog Waller Mud Bog down in Palatka, Florida. We're going to talk about all of that stuff. We're going to talk about a little trip to Daytona Supercross and whatever else that comes up in the comments or that you guys want to hear about. One thing that we're going to talk about is some fun stuff that we did with Yamaha this past weekend and some stuff that fun stuff that we're thinking about doing with Yamaha this coming weekend. So big shout out to Yamaha, the presenting sponsor of On the Pipe Podcast. They are the finest motorcycles you can put your butt cheeks on if we're getting down to it. But yeah, Yamaha helps us out a lot. They also help out a lot of stuff with the sport and even stuff that extends beyond the sport with their initiative to dang it. I lost my train of thought. It's been a day. All right, we got a lot of stuff going on. I know we're 12 minutes late. We had the video playing for you there from this past weekend in the sands of Florida, the Wild Boar GNCC. A lot of tight battles, a lot of storylines, a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, thanks Yamaha. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. First, we'll welcome in Craig and Tom to the show. Gentlemen, how is it going today?
I'm still sore from Sunday. Not the GNCC Florida sore, but local.
Oh, what'd you do Sunday?
North Carolina race.
Oh yeah, that was in the notes. Heard you got a big overall win, huh?
No, I was just trying to get something stirred up in the notes.
Oh,
Nah,
I saw that. I believed you.
I wish. No, Tebow was there. He got the OA.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if you meant like the other race.
No. Nope. I had a good day going and ended up getting a big old vine wrapped up in the rear wheel. It was bad.
I was there for watching you.
Were you?
Yeah.
Did you flying over top?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
just
see
sat
me?
there and circled around you. I could see you.
You did?
Yeah.
You saw me?
What color gear were you wearing?
I don't know. You tell me if you saw me.
It was the color gear I seen you wearing. So, seen him.
Hell yeah. I thought you was
a
at
cruiser.
Bollinger's.
It's crazy. It's about a 6-minute flight from Bollinger's to Lost Valley whenever you're 3,000 feet in the air.
It's about a 10-minute drive, so.
Yeah, it
I
ain't real
believe
far. See, I watched both of them. I was double dipping. Whenever I watched Suddy hit some doubles, then went over and I seen. It was funny because I could see all the guys on for the 3 o'clock start. There's a whole bunch of people sitting there ready to take off, and then I could see guys at like the turn track, like the 6-mile marker, the 4-mile marker. I'm like, man,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
they're gonna be sitting there a while. Yeah, I took a couple pictures. It's good.
How'd Tebow's new track look?
I was a little high because there's mountains there, but
Yeah.
it looked great from where I was at.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't tell. I zoomed in,
Sweet.
but just kept
All
making laps.
This might be a new record. We were 2 minutes and 17 seconds in before the first plane talk happened.
This guy's just mad. He don't know how.
New record for early or for late?
Early.
Yeah. Yep. What's our new segment? OTP.
Yeah. Only the planes podcast.
Only the Plains podcast.
About time. Maybe we'll get some views.
I thought I heard Craig up there giving the 10 seconds.
He was up there yelling, hollering.
This is Pilot Craig over there. 10 seconds. How'd I do?
All right. So this past weekend
Over and out.
was a lot of stuff going on. We started it out. So Daytona Supercross is one that is close to lining up with the GNCC. It's only about an hour and a half. If you're strapped for time, you can make up 15 or 20 minutes or so on those back roads. Don't ask me how I know. But yeah, we got it done. But Daytona was pretty cool. Got a credential, got over there, got to see press day, chat with some buddies and see some people, and then went back to the race on Saturday, excuse me. Had a front row seat to Eli Tomac knocking out his tooth, and then we found his tooth on the stage afterwards. And as soon as we found his tooth, they all kicked us out of there very quick. As soon as someone spotted it, all the cameras just rushed to it, taking pictures, and then they came in and kicked everybody out real quick.
You should have grabbed it and ran. Put it on eBay.
Dude, could you imagine putting that thing on eBay? This tooth has won 8 Daytona Supercrosses. This tooth has made
57
X
Supercross
amount of
wins.
children's, made 57 Supercross wins, however many championships. But no, they kicked us out of there pretty quick. But it was cool, dude. It was a really fun experience. Friday, Yamaha, they told me they had an announcement that they wanted me there for. Didn't know what it was. And it makes sense. They told me afterwards they knew I was a Tenere guy. They know the deer in the Tenere story. And the announcement was the brand new Tenere 700 and the brand new Tenere 700 World Raid Edition, which was pretty sick. I wasn't expecting that. But yes, they unveiled it. The World Raid is a model of the Tenere that's been available overseas for quite some time. It's got 2 gas tanks, so extended range. I think it's like 6.5 gallons or so of fuel. It's got bigger forks with 20 mil more travel, and they're wider diameter, so a lot better suspension. Comes with a stabilizer. Both the Teneres now have like phone connectivity to the screen, so you can like put your maps and stuff up there, which I thought was pretty cool. I ruined a phone by having it in the bar mount and it vibrating the whole time. It ruined the stabilization on the camera, so the camera didn't work anymore. It's a nice little feature. You can keep your phone in your pocket, see where you're going. But yeah,
Is it like CarPlay, like Apple CarPlay?
like their version of that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like it'll come up with turn-by-turn directions. So got to talk with them. Hopefully they won't be coming out. They won't be hitting dealerships until like early summer, late spring. But hopefully once that happens, maybe we can get a media loan after chatting with them and do some riding, do some testing, and bring you some videos of that new Tenere. So that was pretty cool. Talked to Damon Bradshaw for quite a while. He's super cool, dude. He's got 3 Teneres, and he's getting 2 more.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have them all set up different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was kind of talking about that. Like, he's got one that's, like, lightweight for, like, dirt bike stuff, and he's got, like, a touring one, and they're all set up for something different, and he lives out in Idaho, so he says he'll have buddies come out, and they all jump on Teneres and go riding around, which sounds fun. But, yeah, the Beast of the East, and then every time there were a Yamaha event, I tell them that everyone calls me the Least of the East, so it works out.
Hell
But,
yeah.
yeah, he's super cool dude. He's always kind of fun to talk to and catch up with. But yeah, so they unveiled that. Steve Mathis was there too for the Yamaha reveal. I got to talk to Steve a little bit.
Did you tell him that you were going for the media person of the year?
Yeah, he
Did you?
knows. He knows.
You told him?
No, I didn't.
You ain't got a hair on your chest.
I didn't even think about it. If I would have thought about it, I probably would have made a joke about it. Yeah, the first thing that we talked about, it's like, dude, I've seen you at so many of these Supercross rounds, and like you're always busy, or I'm always busy, so I never got a chance to talk to you. So it was press day, and I like introduced myself, and we were chatting a little bit, and he brought up, so him and Weege, I guess, were at dinner at Anaheim 1, and Stu Baylor walked up and like said what's up to Weege, and I guess Steve cool guyed him. And then he said that after he walked away, Weege was like, "Why didn't you say hey to him?" And he was like, "Who was it?" He's like, "That was Stu Baylor." He's like, "Oh shit, that was Stu," because he was talking about how much weight he's lost.
Yeah.
So he said that he'd lost so much weight that he didn't recognize him. So
That Stu didn't, or Steve didn't recognize Stu?
that Steve didn't recognize Stu because of the weight that he lost. So it's just a funny.
He probably had a hat that said Baylor Heavy, so I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like a name tag by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a funny little conversation because it was something. I said something to him similar about it, and then that's when he brought that up. But yeah, he was cool, super nice. Chatted with him a good bit there, and then chatted with him at the Yamaha release of the Tenere, and then I guess Weege wasn't in Daytona, and so Steve was doing the Weege show. So I kept seeing him walk around everywhere doing the Weege show and talking with people, but. No, dude, it was cool. The Daytona track seemed a lot faster than it has in years past, and I feel like I made the most of it. Like a lot of times in past years, I go to Daytona and like get all excited, take pictures and stuff of qualifying, then the night show comes and I just hang out. But like I got a lot of content. We got a vlog coming out. I can't tell you how many vlogs I've started and not finished.
Is this going to be one of those?
It kind of falls into that category.
Nah, you got to finish it.
This vlog's gonna be
Daytona-
from, like 2021 coming out.
Daytona is covered.
Yeah.
Once Sunday hit, because that's the thing, dude, is like spent most of the day at Daytona on Friday, shooting press day, doing the Yamaha thing, doing all that stuff. Drove back to GNCC.
Dude, and that's a long drive after a
Yeah.
long day in Daytona.
Yeah. Did some stuff in the morning at GNCC with the team and everything, and then drove back to Daytona, spent the whole day, the race, heats, qualifying, that whole thing. And then drove back to Palatka. And then I got back to the track. It was like 1 a.m. and I'm sitting there laying down, getting ready to go to sleep. And I'm like, dude, I'm like kind of worn out right now. Because Daytona, dude, they don't make it easy. Like for getting around, you got to walk everywhere. There's so much walking. So like I was sitting
Well, there's
there.
nowhere to cross the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the far side of the track, usually they got like a fan gate for the fan zone thing. Well, this time they ran it, had to have been 600 yards past the end of the track. Like they made you walk damn near to turn 4. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but you had to walk way the hell down there and then walk around. Even like from parking to the media center and then through the fan thing to the spot you can access the track. Either way. So I was laying there and I was like, dude, I'm kind of beat. I'm worn out. Hadn't really slept well. And like my work weekend doesn't start till tomorrow. So filmed a lot of Daytona. I think we got a lot of good content coming out of that. Phone started blowing up after the podiums. And that's when I realized that apparently I was cheesing my face off right next to Ken Roxon the whole time. So we got that clip. But
Is that your first time on TV?
I've never been on live television before.
Did you get the clip of him with the bottle? Was that you? Because you had shared it, but did you take one of those of him like flinching with the bottle because someone tried to grab the bottle when he was pouring it on the fans?
Yeah, I posted it. That's so when he did that on the broadcast camera, I'm standing right next to him. But then that night I posted it from my angle. And that's part of, like, everyone kept making fun of me for how big I was smiling. But that was the biggest, like, right in front of me, dude. I saw him, like, rear back like he was going to hit that dude in the face with a bottle.
He tried to steal the bottle from him?
Yeah. So I was like, what is going on right here? So then I'm just, like, laughing.
Missing
like,
a tooth, bonking somebody over the head with a bottle.
Yeah.
God.
It was fun.
I like seeing the videos whenever, I know we're going to get into it anyway, but when Tomac did end up breaking that trophy, you see all of him, Hunter, and like he's sitting there trying to, gain his composure or whatever. You see Roxon and Hunter like looking around like, what'd you just do? He's like, I just broke my tooth. They're like, no shit. And they're looking around. And it was just kind of like them kind of like a more personal look of them like looking around. I just thought it was kind of cool.
So I just saw a clip of Ken talking about it and said that Tomac looked at him and said, I think I just chipped my tooth in half. And he was like, yeah, you did. And he said, later on, they were on a golf cart or something, and looked at him and said, dude, you kind of look like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. And then that meme came out. That was hilarious.
But I didn't know if Tomac would post it, but then he posted the story of him.
Little buff.
And I was like, dude, that's so funny.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, the funny, did you watch the race on TV?
Yeah.
Did you watch after the 3-rider podium, all the KTM guys went back up there? It was on the post race.
I didn't see all that.
So they were still filming and talking about it, and Tomac was trying so hard not to show his teeth.
Yeah.
He was doing this trying to smile. It was hilarious. And was the crowd chanting like "show us your teeth" or something?
No.
Because right before he jumped down and sprayed everybody, he was like smiling and laughing and just
I've seen
trying
clips,
not to show his teeth. It was hilarious. Yeah, it was funny.
I got to look like a hillbilly, he said.
The crowd kept chanting, 1 more year, 1 more. They were chanting ET3 and 1 more year. So that's what they were chanting the whole time. But then right afterwards, so like all of our stuff, you keep your stuff in the little press room there, the media room at Daytona. And so after filming all that and getting my stuff, like I went back to the media room and I walk in and Tomac's sitting there. And the desk that my stuff was at was the closest one to the podium. So I walk in, it's like dead quiet, and Tomac's sitting there talking, and I'm like in the middle of the press conference. I was like, I don't know what to do.
No, you
So then I
should.
walk to the front and sit down.
You should have asked him a question. Say, Tomac, why don't you show up at the GNCC tomorrow and see how tough you really are?
Well, so I wasn't
I think
there.
he'd be just fine.
I don't think he'd win.
I think he wouldn't get tired that much. Dude's a freaking tank.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I wasn't there for the beginning of the press conference where they explained it because it was only like Michael Lindsay, some dude from
There weren't
NBC,
a lot of people in there.
and Johnny Hopper. There was a lot of people in there. They're just
Not many riders, right? I seen a thing.
well, they only did them one at a time. But like the media guys, there's a lot of people in there editing videos, but not really participating in the press conference. But it was just those three guys asking questions, and I never saw a mic move around between them. So I don't know if they all had a mic or if the mic was moving. I was just looking at whoever was talking and didn't see the mic get passed. But like, I didn't even know how to ask a question. Like I didn't know how they were getting the microphones.
Just raise your hand like you're a little schoolboy.
Yeah.
Notes for next year.
Yeah.
Plus, like, I'm at max capacity. So I've been watching Supercross this year, but like, I couldn't tell you who's won how many races. I don't even know who has the points lead.
That's 4 for Tomac. He's one behind of Hunter.
That's 4 wins for him? Oh, yeah. See,
And everybody else has only won once.
But he had a 12th, so it's
I've
kind of screwed him.
seen all the races, but haven't really.
Watched
But
them.
it's usually on the bottom TV without the volume, too. So, like, I didn't know the storylines. Like,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to ask a question in those situations, but and then plus, like I said, I got there in the middle of it. So, knowing my luck, my dumb ass would probably ask whatever the first question asked of the night was, and then get the death glare from everyone and feel like a giant idiot.
Yeah, well.
That would be a great question to ask. Like, if you could get around to it, is just ask them if, like, 8 wins at Daytona. Have you ever thought about racing the GNCC? You see a lot of like promoter guys come back like later and race some off-road stuff. Like, would this be an option for you later on? Because, like, I think social media would go crazy. Fans would go nuts if they heard. Same thing, like Aaron Plessinger, I know he will race the GNCC again.
Yeah.
Like, he's made small little comments about it in the past. That would be crazy if Eli Tomac showed up to
I saw.
race the GNCC.
Does he even know that there is a GNCC in Florida on Sunday after Daytona?
Probably not. I
Does he
did
even know
see-
what GNCC is?
I walked
I
around
bet he does.
I walked around the corner and going back to the pits, heading to the media center, and Plessinger was right there, like on his little scooter, heading out for the heat race. And I was like, "Hey, man, don't ride too hard. Save a little energy tonight. We got Wild Boar tomorrow." He's like, "Yeah, dude, I should be going out there." He's like, I wish I was," or something like that. So yeah, I think we'll see him back. But that would have been a good question to ask in the press conference because like all those media
Way
guys,
different question.
like no one knew who I was. Like those guys, it's just like when a new person shows up to a GNCC that I'm like,
Yeah.
who are you? Where'd you come from? But yeah, that would have been a good question. Like, hey man, like, because everyone beat home the one more year thing, and then it got asked 3 different ways. It seemed like in the press conference, and he kept saying it's way too early to tell. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And then they asked the team manager, and he was like, "We'd love to have him back. As soon as he mentions it, we'll get it done." So I should have been like, "Hey, so if you're not gonna do one more year here, you ever thought about doing something for fun? I cover woods racing. Come out to a National Enduro, GNCC."
National Enduro is probably a big hell no.
Yeah. But, dude, moto dudes, for whatever – I still don't understand this because National Enduro is so tight, but, like, Mackenzie Tricker, lifelong moto person, comes out, wins 4 National Enduro championships in a row. Ben Nelko, lifelong motocross guy, goes out and wins the Pro 2 title. Like, there's been a lot of moto people that do weirdly well at National Enduro.
I think if you gave someone like that, if you gave him a little bit of time to get a bike set up, kind of get acclimated to it, a month of woods riding, I think he would. I mean, he'd be top 10. He'd be right outside. I mean, I don't think he's going to outrun all Pro 1 right off the bat, but it's possible. Guys like that, they could, like, kind of like watching the video whenever Ken they tried out all the bikes. Remember the 12 o'clock wheelie he was doing on the Stark? There's not a whole lot of guys that have that kind of bike control and like just skill. You put a guy like that with a month or 2 months of prep on a bike they enjoy, I think he could go just as fast as anybody.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only one that we've really seen do it recently is Zacho tried it and didn't go very well.
Yeah, we'll just go back and look at Sipes.
He was retired and whatnot, kind of off the
Hurt.
and retired and off the. And I'm also thinking of the during COVID when he did it on a Husky. It didn't go that good either.
Yeah. He did win the morning overall this past weekend.
I saw that. I was kind of surprised after his J Day.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised.
He was on the two-stroke too.
Yeah.
Got it done.
Big weekend for betas, really.
What?
Yeah, I didn't
It's a
think about
big weekend for betas.
Yeah.
I didn't think about Zacho with all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
including in that. With some of the videos that we got from Daytona, we got an influx of new subscribers to the channel. We got a comment on here that says, "Is this the Woods version of Pulp MX?" But the thing is, the dude's name is Beta Racer 24. So
Should have been here last or 2 years ago, brother.
Doesn't seem
You'd
like a
loved it.
moto guy.
I don't know. Beta's not trying to do moto.
Beta was a big part of this show for a while.
Yeah.
Seems like Beta Racer would be in the know. But hey, man, welcome here. To answer your question, no, Pulp MX is the moto version of this show. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a cool weekend. But long story long, be on the lookout for a vlog coming soon. I got way too much stuff to do, but eventually when I get to it, the Daytona stuff I feel like is covered pretty good. Got some cool shots, got into some cool areas. One Sunday hit at GNCC. Wasn't any vlogging. Too much stuff to do, too much running around, but we'll throw in some clips in there. But yeah, the Raw race recap is up on our YouTube channel if you haven't checked that out already.
It was
a lot of battles, dude. I caught the pass for the XC2 lead.
Yeah.
Caught Stu and Caleb battling. I caught Stu and Strain getting into it at the finish line. Caught the
Caleb and String.
Yeah, what did I say? Stu and Strain.
yeah.
Yeah, Caleb and Strain. Caught Stu exiting the race course. Thought he'd be able to make it back out, but ended up not making it back out. What else? Some other battles. Jack Walker's first win. The emotion behind that at the finish line.
That was
with
awesome.
the whole team.
Yeah, that was cool. No, I got talking about the thing. I got a kick out of Sunday night. I was looking for the video, right? And obviously yours popped up, but I saw yours, and then I saw after I saw yours, I saw 2 or 3 more right after, all in the same time, and I'm like, all these dudes are it's kind of funny. They're all trying to get that shit out as soon as the race is over, and I kind of got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
So I know what your thought on that is, but I thought it was kind of comical.
Get that whole
I will say
topic
your
going.
video I thought was
Yeah, I thought
money
it-
this week.
I thought
It was good.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that's what, when I made the post about it, I said, I think, just looking through the footage and, just going through the day, I was like, man, this might be the best one I've done yet. It was just, it was, I think, a cool video. I got a lot of good spots and a lot of good battles, dude.
Yeah.
You had a video of Grant and Ben kind of converging, coming in almost the same line,
Yeah.
and a sweeping right-hander, and I was watching
And
it.
Grant, knifes it.
And
almost goes in the bushes.
I flinched when they got close because I was like, "Ooh, fuck, they're gonna hit each other! Crap, they're gonna hit each other!" And
Go ahead.
it was that was just something I was watching a couple different videos or a couple different clips you got too, where it made me feel similar, but they were really good battles going on.
I got 2 things. The only bad thing about Florida is the woods are so thick that where you're standing is all you're getting.
Quick shots.
Yeah. And then did you? Maybe I don't remember. But did you get over to the ponds on the opposite side of Pro Pits? Where did you get any shots over there?
No, I didn't get any shots over there because kind of talking with people and once again, spending so much time at Daytona, I didn't really get out to see a lot of the track before Sunday. I went out in the women's race, just kind of spot lines and check it out. And someone told me that there really wasn't anything worth seeing on that side. And where it's at geographically with the track takes a long time to get out there.
Yeah.
And I can only get one shot in that section.
Yeah.
So I basically just did big laps down that main camping road and then down by the FMF PowerPoint and then the back section of ponds.
I
I got
long
those.
straight away.
Yeah, because those you can get longer shots and get some battles and like you were talking about with the Florida growth, it's kind of hard to get long shots. But at the same time, I wanted to get some of those to show Florida. It's not everywhere where you're racing through palmettos and palm trees and those big old sand whoops. So I wanted to show some of that Florida. And then that one shot where they come out of the 10 back towards the other side of the PowerPoint was a long, wide open section that people were going down. And I think it was 3 laps in or 4 laps in, I saw what looked like a Yamaha down in the distance. And at first I thought it was Medaglia because I hadn't seen him in a while. And then I get to looking, I'm like squinting. I was like, I can see red plates. Like, who is that? And then he was like pushing his bike towards me, and I saw that it was Liam. Mm-hmm. And then later on, you see the Racer TV clip of him getting together with Cody and bonsaiing into the center of that lake. So, like, I knew I was close on my timing for the riders getting there. I was like, damn, dude, like, I want to go see if he's all right. And so I ride down there. I'm on my pit bike. Pit bike, wrong weapon for deep sand, especially with the stock tires.
Clutch.
But, yeah, so I made my way down there all over the place. I eventually got to him. I was like, yo, dude, you good? And he just, like, kind of gave me that. And I said, is it your bike or your body? And he just held the starter and it's just tick, 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 tick. I was like, does anybody know? He's like, and so I hauled ass back down there. And as soon as I got down there, that's when everyone started coming. So I'm, like, filming it. And then I'm, like, trying to see if there's any Yamaha people. And then.
So was that when he sunk his bike, or was that just it finally quit?
I didn't see
No, that's
the
when he sunk it.
I thought that was on the first lap.
No.
Oh.
No.
And it wasn't in the ponds on the backside of
No.
Pro Pits?
No.
Oh.
Because I watched back the feed, and that's what Johnny said, too. Because he was on there, and he was like, this is right at the front of the property. He can probably push it to the pits. Yeah. And I was sitting there, I was like, that's actually like as far away from the pits as you can possibly get.
Well, hence where I got my wrong information from.
I knew I should have brought that up. But
Imagine
anyway,
that.
So, yeah, he was back there, and then one of the sweep riders, I think it was Dan Cleveland, he was coming by. He's like, hey, where'd you see Liam at? And I was like, he's right there. And I looked up, and he wasn't there.
He was gone.
I was like, well, I guess he got it fired up when everyone was coming through. So I didn't see him get back going, but obviously he got back going again.
He ended up finishing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But, yeah, so fun day, double duty, both races. Let's dive into some results. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, we've got a lot of storylines. Obviously, we're going to go on several tangents about several things. So we might as well get the results out of the way, hear what happened, and then we'll dive into the details right after that. So Zach Tussle helps us look at these results every week. He is a racer and a financial advisor that helps his clients win when it comes to retirement and financial planning. Now's a great time to get in the market. So if you don't know anything about it, get a hold of Tussle, let him know you listen to OTP, get a free consultation, see exactly what it is that he does and exactly how it is that he can help you. And before you look to the future, we look to the past. This past weekend's results from the Wild Boar GNCC down in Palatka, Florida. Craig, if we could zoom in just a tad on there, just so my eyes can see up there. It's a small screen we're looking at. So Ben Kelly takes the win. The number one plate on his bike. Ben Kelly is always strong in Florida. Big Tom projected Ben Kelly as the winner of this weekend's race, and he made sure to let us know. I wasn't even done typing the notes, and I see I won with an arrow pointing up to Tom's prediction. So Ben Kelly does go out there and gets it done.
I've got a couple things that I said last week that I think came to fruition there. Fruition? Is that how you say it?
Big word, Tom. I like it. I like what I'm hearing.
Fruition.
Oh, I closed the tab. I was going to see the lap times because Ben wasn't at the front early on, if I'm remembering correctly. But he was at the front when it ended.
No, because he fell in the start.
Was he in that? Mm-hmm. Everyone kept talking about people falling at the start. I filmed the start. I saw the start. I don't remember anyone falling at the start. But Toth fell at the start, broke his front brake line.
I saw that today. No, he he washed his front. I think he stalled out.
That's what Ben had to jump. He was first to the first turn, and he stalled his bike out. Mm-hmm. I was talking to him after the race.
But I think he laid it over too.
Yeah.
So he got up quick. But
as I was talking to him at the end, because another significant note, and we made it one result spot before we got on tangents, but here we are. This is OTP. Welcome to the program. Talking to Ben afterwards, I noticed that I didn't notice it. It was said over the speaker, and I heard it. But Ben set the fastest time of the race on the last lap.
Have we confirmed that? Because obviously we can't trust information from the broadcast. We're 0 for 1 already, so.
It was trustworthy information.
I mean, I believe
Tom's got a vendetta.
Rightfully so. I ain't gonna lie. Since that rant a couple weeks ago, or was it last week? 2 weeks ago after Big Buck.
I've seen that other people talking about it now.
And I have had a couple phone calls telling me that I'm right. And that they're glad I said something. Because it could be better.
I've had a couple dirty looks
Well,
at me about it. But anyway,
I haven't.
dirty
You know
middle
why?
finger.
Because I haven't been there.
anyway, we got good information from the
Yeah.
broadcast that said it was the fastest lap. It was a 30-minute, 44-second lap, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the last lap, dude, we talk about how gnarly Florida is, how hard and tough Florida is. It was cold Friday. It was cold Saturday. And then Sunday, all of a sudden, it heated up. It was into the 80s. It was bright sun. It was warm. The conditions were tough. It rained all day Friday and Friday night. The parking lot was underwater. And with all of that, Ben gets the fastest lap time of the day on the final lap. The worst conditions of the racetrack throughout the weekend. He goes the fastest. Him and Grant Baylor going into the white flag lap. They came by at the finish line. Grant Davis. So see, look, Tom, we can't throw stones when we live in a glass house.
I didn't make the mistake you did. So I can throw the stones. You haven't thrown any stones.
I say a lot of things wrong, but I don't say wrong things with confidence.
They do.
I say that
They're
I say
very
that
confident.
this probably isn't right. You should fact check this, but here's what I kind of vaguely remember. But yeah, so that clip, Craig, that you're talking about, where they come next to each other and then kind of converge in the same line, and Grant knifes and almost goes off into the woods. That was right after the white flag threw.
Yeah, because Grant passed Ben in the pits. I guess was that on the last lap, going into the last lap?
I don't know.
He passed. There was a pit stop. I seen it somewhere, a clip.
Yeah.
And they gassed, and Grant got ahead of
BK.
of
And then
Ben.
BK, I guess, got around pretty quick, it sounded like.
Because that's when Grant said he smoked a tree with his broken hand, which is
Not his wrist. It's not his wrist.
wrist. I said hand.
I know you said hand, but we last week said hurt wrist 2 weeks ago.
Well,
And
then
it was
we were
confirmed that his wrist is fine.
False information on this program.
But
well,
it's his
then,
hand.
and then we talked about it last week, and it was, oh, he did this for, oh, he must be okay. Well, nope, he's got a broke hand.
Well, whenever we did talk about that, and I got a reliable source send me a text message in the middle of the show.
They lied.
That said, no, it was just issues. That same reliable source told me this weekend, yeah, he broke the bone in his hand.
Well, we said
I
wrist.
was like, well, you didn't say that.
So his wrist
But-
might not be broke, but his hand was.
I feel confident saying it now, but he talked about it on the broadcast.
Yep.
Like, they did an interview with him, and he said he broke it, and then he went out and won a sprint enduro last weekend, and then came out and rode like hell this weekend. But yeah.
And punched a tree with it. Smoked
Yeah.
a tree with
God,
Yeah,
it.
and
that
then,
would
then
suck.
said it again at the end when he said he hit a tree with his broken hand. So, Grant Davis is gnarly. We're going to get into some other gnarly stuff here in a minute.
There was maybe it was on the broadcast or whatever, but Ben did say that he got past and then put the hammer down on the last lap, which obviously indicates the fast lap time. But
Yeah.
said that it was kind of conserving energy throughout the whole race, which is typical down there, but still gnarly.
Yeah. So this is what started this whole thing. That was the white flag. The white flag came out. They go around the fence, came straight to me. That's where that clip happens. I haul ass on the TTR 110 to the 5 mile marker, and there's like a 20-second gap. And I'm like, what happened? They were just wheel to wheel. And then I get them in another spot, and I was like, oh, dude, should I go to the finish or should I get one more? Well, the spot at the 10 was on the way to the finish. So I stopped there, and Grant's dad was there, and I was kind of chatting with him a little bit. And we were sitting there waiting for him, and they come across the road and back into the palmettos, and the gap had gotten even bigger. And I was like, what is happening right now? I was like, I just saw them like not long ago, and they were wheel to wheel, like battling each other. And then, so yeah, Ben dug deep,
57 seconds.
did whatever he had to do in that last lap. It was 57 seconds at the line.
Last lap
So, yeah,
was 57 seconds faster.
they started the lap wheel to wheel
57.
and ended it 57 seconds apart. So
Yeah.
shout out to Ben. That was the first thing I said to him at the finish line. Well, they were both right next to each other. I was like, dude, you two are gnarly. Like, what happened? And then that's when I said to Ben, I was like, dude, where'd you come from? Like, you weren't even out front. And you just came out of nowhere. And that's when he's like, oh, dude, because I damn biffed it at the start, like get the jump and then stall it like an idiot in the first corner and then had to work my way back through. But yeah, super gnarly to be able to do that. Even a couple years ago when he won it, and then right after the year he came back after breaking his leg, and he couldn't even stand. Like, he got off the motorcycle and had to sit down. Like, he couldn't even stand on his leg, and he won it. So, I don't know why any of us ever doubted Ben Kelly in the sands of Florida, except for Big Tom. I did mention him. But, yeah.
But you didn't pick him.
What a ride.
You wasn't confident enough to pick him.
By both of those
to
guys.
put it in the notes.
Hey, Johnny was out front. Johnny jumping deer.
For a lap.
Yep.
It's a 3-hour race.
From his post, I think he said that they all had a stomach bug.
I got it from the sprint.
So that, with the dehydration, with the heat, with the gruelingness of that track, Johnny pulled off. We'll check in some of the comments here, and then I promise we're going to get to the results. Beta Racer is in here. He says he is new. Welcome to the program. Richard McCullough says, killer videos and coverage of the entire weekend. Nice stuff at Daytona and the GNCC, and especially nice shot of the tooth. Wow. That sounded nice.
Do we need
say.
to let Beta Racer know that there's a YouTube live comment fee he's got to catch up to with Underfoot?
Oh. Hey, he's in here commenting actively. Yeah. Welcome to the program.
Hey, talk to Underfoot, man. Them things cost you.
Oh, look, Beta Racer again. Anyone know why the 111 XC2 Triumph sounds like it has a supercharger? Obviously, it does.
They all sound like that.
Dude, that thing does sound like it's turbocharged. Shout out Jack Eddy coming from across the pond, taking a borrowed bike, duct taping green around the 111.
That.
I was like, why does this thing look so weird?
Yeah.
I saw it afterwards. It's literal duct tape to get him legal and to get him out there. He rides to a third-place finish in XC2. And he had told me a couple weeks ago, we chat on Instagram a little bit, and he said he was coming out and race. But it took me a couple laps to figure out who was on the turbocharged Triumph. And I was like, oh, dude, that's Jack Eddy. So, yeah, he got it done. Ethan Pratt talking about Brandy Richards as an animal for winning with that broken fibula. Absolutely. We're going to talk about that. I saw in the comments, but when we get to WXC, I do want to talk about that because it's one of the gnarliest things that I've seen. Sumter says kind of off subject. Hey, that is our motto. You said last week Yamaha had a big announcement Friday at Daytona. What was the announcement? Love the shows.
He's late.
Done love the show enough to get here on time.
Neither do we.
Neither do we. I was going to say the same thing.
We gave him a 15-minute head start. No, we're just messing. We did talk about that. It was the Tenere World Raid edition coming out. That was their announcement. So super cool to see those bikes changing and more bikes coming into the North American market from our good buddies at Yamaha. So now, before anyone comments again, let's get into the results. Ben Kelly takes the win. As we mentioned, Grant Davis tags along, gets second place overall on the day, and then went up to him, and he was kind of smoked after the race too. I think pretty much everyone was, except Ben. Ben's just hanging out, ready to go another lap if he needs. Which maybe they should have. That is.
I was about to ask if you want to scroll over. No, 237.
237.
Shit.
Didn't even make the minimum.
I don't think that anyone was complaining about running 5 laps and not 6, but the rules do say minimum of 2 hours and 45 minutes. And the only reason I bring that up is because at the finish line, that was a very big talking point. And I was really surprised about that.
By who?
Everyone. Like, mechanics were talking about it. Riders were talking about it. Parents were talking about it. Everyone was pointing it out. That
it's short.
And I think the biggest sentiment was big buck in those conditions. We didn't cut it short. This one, perfect conditions, beautiful day. Why'd we cut it short?
Yeah, they threw it 5 minutes at, well, like 7 minutes. Yeah, 6 minutes, whatever, right after 2 hours. Threw the white flag at almost 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
When I tuned in, it was like, yeah, they're getting the white flag this lap, and they'd only completed 3 laps. So, like, they were on their 4th lap going to 5, and I was like, ooh, that seems. I just thought it was a really long track, which down there sometimes they have long tracks, but
yeah, and just out of curiosity, like,
who makes that call?
If that is in the rule book, like, granted, you get in those situations of, hey, do we run it? It's 30-minute laps. Do we run it 10 minutes short or do we run it 20 minutes long? And you got to make those calls. But 10 minutes short gets you to your posted minimum time of 2 hours and 45 minutes. 2 hours and 37 minutes doesn't get you to that time. Just like the heat races at Daytona that we saw this weekend. That like a couple of the guys, and I don't know if they talk about it on the broadcast as much as the live announcers there, but there was a couple guys that come through at 2 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, they mentioned it.
And they don't get the white flag. So they got to do a whole nother lap and then make it there and throw the white flag. So it's like Supercross, that's a rule. The time runs out +1. So if you get there and the time's still on the clock, you got 2 more. So it's like with that being a posted rule, like if it was like a guideline or, hey, we're going to try to get 2:45, then 2:37 is close enough. But like if you say minimum time requirement of 2:45 and then run at 2:37, granted, no, I don't think any rider complained about it.
Yeah,
it was brought up and talked about.
There's such a history of guys overheating over there too. Like maybe that's where like maybe they already seen some of the amateur guys falling out. And I mean, given yes, that is the rules and it is what it is, but maybe just with the history of like remember 2 or 3 years ago when like 4 guys fell out, like it was pretty gnarly. And if you look at it
like
too,
walking around in Vietnam after that one.
BK comes in at 2:37, so if he lays down another similar lap, it's 3 hours and 38 minutes. But 3 hours and 8 minutes, and then someone comes in at 3:07 and they're out there till 4 dying, So I think they're just kind of like just the history of people overheating. Maybe that's just what. I don't see a lot of people overheating at the northern rounds as much. It's always Florida. Florida's a big one of guys falling out, obviously because of the heat and everything. But maybe it's just because.
Was it hot Sunday down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like in the 80s. But I mean, that's the thing is like, and I'm not calling them out. I'm not saying they did something wrong. Like as a race director, I think that is the right call. And I don't think anybody wanted to run another one. I guess my biggest thing here is, one, I wanted to convey that it was talked about by a lot of people. And 2, if that is a rule, why
not follow it?
Why do we sometimes not get to do it?
Yeah.
I guess, like I said, if it was a guideline or, hey, this is what we're going to try to get, or even bump it down to 2:30. So situations like this I guess it's just one of those things where it's like that gray area of like, if you break a rule, what happens? Well, we don't really know. So when there are rules that are specific and state, hey, minimum race time 2:45.
I wonder if there's anything in the AMA rule book that says anything about it.
I don't know.
Well, the only people that would be getting in trouble
are you in here?
the people who run the race series. So I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but it's still sanctioned by AMA.
Our AMA off-road racing manager, Logan Densmore, tends to hang out and watch along with us. So see if he's in here, see if he can give us a clarification on that. Mark Koch says 10th place was the first rider to even hit 2:45. And he said if for Florida it wasn't that hot either. It was pretty warm. But having this conversation a lot of times too, it's like we're gonna race races that are way hotter than Florida. Mm-hmm. I think the thing about Florida is everyone has been riding all off season in the cold, and that's the first time exposed to the heat. So you're not acclimated to it, you're not expecting it. And I think that's what makes it so tough and makes it feel so hot. Because, I mean, for instance, I got back up here and it was 43 degrees. Like, I was in shorts and a T-shirt and flip-flops. And I got out in South Carolina to charge my car. And I was like, what the hell is going on?
There's something about that place, too, because, I mean, obviously in your video you can see there's a lot of open places. But when you're in the woods there, it's pretty stagnant.
It's dead.
It's
there's
not,
no wind. There's no breeze.
So it's just like your videos, you showed a lot of the fast stuff. I mean, it's kind of hard for you to get in and out of the thicket in the woods, but that's another thing maybe to keep in mind is just how it is. Half the track is pretty, no air moving.
Have you talked to any of the guys between Sunday and now and asked them about that? Like, what did the riders think? If they think they should have done another one or not?
I don't want to sound like woe is me.
What?
Like woe is me. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining.
I'll call one right now.
I'm thankful for everything I have in this life. I'm thankful for all the opportunities that I have. I haven't had a chance to breathe since I got home on Monday. So, no, I haven't been able to talk to anybody because I wanted to get, like, Jack Walker on the show tonight and maybe get Jack Eddy on the show tonight. And there's some guys I wanted to line up some interviews, but, dude, I was running like mad when you guys got here tonight. So, no, I haven't gotten a chance to talk to anybody. But, like I said, I don't think that any single person is going to be upset that they got cut a lap short.
I wouldn't be.
I just, from my perspective, it's just I was actually kind of surprised that so many people were bringing it up. I think, in my opinion, I would have been like, hell yeah, good call. But yeah, just curious on how something like that works. You know what I mean? I know stuff like that tears Ricky Towery up. I can tell you Ricky Towery was probably all tore up. Like, I ain't going to be enough. That's me 237. That ain't enough. Oh, well, I'm going to do it because y'all told me to do it. Ricky gets riled up situationally. I can't tell you how many times I heard him yell at Bjorn. Like, these people showed up, paid their money. They got to get there 2 hours. But yeah, so I'm sure he was tore up about it. But anyway, getting back to it. Tangent of the night. What I was talking about with Grant Davis finishing second place, talking with them at the finish line, walked up to Bill, his dad.
Bush Light Bill.
Yeah. I was like, do you think it's weird that Grant Davis has 6 overall wins and he just got his first XC1 podium? And he kind of looked at me for a minute. He's like, yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. It's like the dude's won 6 races. This is his first XC1 podium. So shout out to Grant getting it done. Cody Barnes. Grant and Cody were 2 of our top picks on the comeback list from Big Buck. Who is going to rebound better? Both of those guys.
Power.
I think we'll have to call it a tie. That was obviously. Well, what were the results from last week? Did Cody make it a little bit longer than Grant?
No.
Oh yeah, Cody. So anyway, they both had good rebound rides. Cody Barnes gets his first ever XC1 Pro podium as well, aboard his Lickle Molly Factory Beta.
I may sound like an ass, but is that Beta's first overall podium? Because Strain got XC1 podium last year, but did he get? I can't remember if he got an overall podium or not.
I don't think at the race he podiumed. I think he was.
Yeah, but he podiumed a couple, but I think they were all XC1 podiums.
Yeah.
So is that Beta's first overall podium?
It's tough to get into ones like that because, like, what did Ashburn do back in the day? What did Wachowski do?
Wachowski didn't. Ashburn, I don't think, did. I think he didn't start getting real good results until he went to Cowie, and then he went to Husky. Well, Beta, Cowie, Husky, I think is how that went. So I don't think he did.
Did
Corey Buttrick raced him? He never
Jonathan
did.
get on the overall podium when he won XC2?
Ooh, at
mud?
Georgia.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. No, it was
Because Jonathan was leading the overall in Florida
the
one
Mountaineer
year.
when Jonathan won.
One of the betas won XC2 at Georgia. That mutter that Toth overalled, wasn't it? Isn't that right? Or was that Evan?
I don't know.
I slept since then.
Anyway, maybe.
They were on the podium this round. I can guarantee that. And what a great day for KTM. Obviously, winning WXC. And then going 1-2 overall and in the XC1 class with Ben and Grant. And then what a day for Beta. Obviously, we're all close with the Beta boys, new and old. And obviously, they're right here in town with us. Good buddies with Strang, who's at the helm out there. But all 3 Beta bikes getting in the top 10. And Cody Barnes, 3rd overall. Josh Strang, 5th overall. So 2 bikes in the top 5. All 3 in the top 10 with Jack Walker getting his first XC2 win in 7th place overall. On the whole, that's a great day for Beta. And we mentioned Zacho getting the Sportsman overall win in the morning, just kind of adding to their showing. So that was cool to see that and talk about some of those emotional wins that we've witnessed over the years. Jack Walker is now added on my list to that.
Crazy.
Just because, Tino had a great race. Gus was putting together a great race. He was out in front. As I mentioned, it was pretty cool to get that pass for the lead on camera when Gus got him around the outside. Tino riding most of the day with his radiator shroud hanging off and still battling through it. But once Jack got into that lead, because I was kind of keeping tabs on him. I always see Jack. So the first year, when I was out there covering all the races, and then the first year that we were working with Beta back then was Jack's first year with a factory team, and he was on the XC3 bike. And he was young, 16, 17, and
he's still young.
Wicked fast, yeah. wicked fast. And he would just, dude, he'd be from XC3, he'd be halfway up into XC2 on the first lap. And it's like, I can't tell you how many times, like, dude, just calm down. You can't win in the first 2 laps.
Mm-hmm.
Like, keep that, save it. And but then like him battling for the XC3 title, and then him growing into the XC2 class, and last year bringing it down to the wire with DeFeo for the Pro 2 championship. Like Jack has got, I think, 10 siblings. I think they have 11 total, if I'm not mistaken. He's got a lot of siblings, and his dad helps run a race series up there. Jeremy, super good guy. Talk to Jeremy every round. Like, great family, great kid. And young, and just kind of been through it already as a pro racer. And so keeping tabs on him, and then all of a sudden, like, I see him, and I was like, did I miss somebody? And I get to the next spot, and Jack's the first one there. I was like, dude, Jack is leading XC2. He's out in front. And it's like, and he had a good gap, and, like, obviously good buddies with Brody, like, want Brody to do well too, and want all these guys to do well. But so then it's like Brody's charging. He doesn't have an XC2 win. But then Jack was kind of maintaining it out front, and I'm like, dude, this is going to be sick.
It's always cool to hear a 252 stroke.
Yeah.
It's cool to see it win, but just to hear it, like, being ridden how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Like in the videos, it's crispy. Sounds
that
good.
thing stays on the pipe with Jack Walker twisting grips.
And I guess it'd be Jonathan. Johnson was the last 2-stroke to win XC2.
So we were talking about that. I did talk to Stu. I forgot about that since you asked me if I talked to any riders. But that's what I asked him. I was like, dude, were you the last one to win on a 2-stroke? And he's like, no, I think it was my brother. And then
The long one on a Husky 252 stroke.
in XC2.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's going to become irrelevant in a second, because then I forgot about John winning and us going through this same rigmarole when Jonathan won and trying to figure out who the last 2-stroke that won was.
Yeah.
I forgot. Someone did tell me that.
Because Jonathan won in 2023 at Mountaineer.
Yeah.
In the mud.
Yeah. So that was the last 2-stroke to win.
Who was the last 2-stroke to win it overall?
Caleb Russell.
On the 150.
I also might have lied about the Craig DeLong thing. I'd seen a video posted not too long ago of him and someone going back and forth. There was a Husky 250F, I believe, and then a Husky 252 stroke.
Been Lane, Michael.
And I'm pretty sure that Craig won that day, but I might be wrong. He rode that 2-stroke all that year, and I think he got some wins.
Mm-hmm. I think he did. 'Cause I think he won or had the points lead there for a little bit. I don't know. He didn't get on a 4-stroke till he got on the factory KTM team.
Who are we talking about?
Still ain't on it.
Husky team. Sorry.
Craig DeLong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still on a 2-stroke.
That's what I thought we were talking about, but I glanced at the computer, and then I was like, KTM team. All right. The one thing that I kind of wish would have happened is at Georgia in 23, when it was really, really muddy, Stu's bike, when he was on KTMs, wasn't working right. And his mechanic at the time, Blake, pulled up on a KTM 300, and Stu was on it and did his introductions on the 300, and he was going to race it. And literally, like, as the blue flag was waving, someone came haul-assing up to the line on Stu's race bike, and he swapped it on the line and then started and took off. I wish that 300 would have got ridden that day, because he probably would have won it.
Probably wouldn't have made it to the finish.
But if it did, it probably would have finished pretty good. But yeah, I feel pretty confident in saying that Caleb was the last one to win the overall on a 2-stroke on that 150.
Yeah, 2015. No, not 2015.
15 or 16?
Yeah, it was 15.
It was 15, I think.
Because it was an orange framed KTM, the old body style. So yeah.
Yeah, and then they gave it away after the race. I think it was 15.
Yeah, because Bollinger won XC2 in 16.
Yeah.
And got his first win in 15 at Still Creek, which was the year that Rory got hurt. And that was the same year that Caleb rode the 150 to auction off for Rory Mead.
Yeah.
He did it last year.
And he almost won the second to last round that year, too, and Strang got him at the end on the last lap.
Yeah.
And then he rode it at Ironman and won Ironman, which is like one of the faster tracks.
Smoked him at Ironman.
That's crazy.
I think Strang was on a Yamaha then and ran him down. I mean, what can Blue do for you? You know what I mean?
Can't beat a 150.
Revving his heart. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What can Blue do for you?
Back to our
Blue Chew does a lot.
Dude.
Oh, no.
Maybe that should be their tagline.
Blue Chew, Blue Crew. Mike Wachowski
Jail.
put in a solid ride. I get rumblings and bumblings now. I did a little investigative journalism at Big Buck, and I got a little bit of confirmation from that today. To sources, can't reveal them. I think we might see something cool out of the Phoenix boys. at
Listen, I was
Talladega
just
this
thinking
coming
about that
weekend.
yesterday, about last year, Dale Jr., and now we have a number 3.
You got 2 bikes in that XC1 class. They're number 3 and they're number 8, and we're going to Talladega.
I did see that they posted some shirts for sale, and it's like a Earnhardt kind of edition, like tribute, and I got one.
If Ashburn's bike isn't all black,
Dude, that's gonna be so sick.
For Talladega, I'm gonna be upset.
It's got to be.
And then, which they kind of did a Dell look last year for
Dale
for
Jr.
Mike.
For
Yeah.
Wachowski,
With like Budweiser.
and he had his
type.
own merch and stuff.
Yeah.
But, dude, I'm pumped. I might drive down Talladega early just to see those bikes. So, hopefully we'll see something cool at Talladega. Mike Wachowski rode a good ride, dude. He's a guy who obviously finished on top last year and looking to rebound from that this year. That Phoenix team as a whole, man, they're doing good things. Mike Wachowski just 1 spot off the podium, 4th place overall. Josh Strang and Caleb Russell battling it out to the wire for the 5th place spot overall. They got together coming into the finish line section. Strang goes wide into the banners, comes back onto the track, makes the pass stick. They're going around the last corner. The inside's open. Caleb dives to the inside. Strang pushes him down to the inside, runs him into a pole. You see, like, the pole get hit, and Caleb, he doesn't crash, but, his bike kind of tips over. He picks it back up. They come through. Josh gets the top 5. Caleb comes through. They both kind of fist bump afterwards. Good ride and continue on. But I knew that was coming. I knew that they were close because a lot of times I'm filming the guys afterwards in the pits or at the finish line. But I knew that was coming, and then I knew that Jack was it was going to be Jack or Brody. And so I actually went back to get those things. And, dude, I'm standing there, and you can't. It looks like Jumanji out there with all the palmetto trees and all that, and you just hear like coming through that section. And I'm like, oh, dude, they are spicy right now. And then they come out of the woods into that last corner, and, dude, neither one of them lifting, both of them going for it. Just good, clean, hard racing down to the end.
I think they passed each other a handful of times on the last lap.
Yeah,
I think there was a couple passes, not just right there at the finish.
yeah.
Even further back. And then, speaking of lap times, I think on the second to last lap, Strang may have put in a good lap, and they did that lap time thing on the broadcast again, and it popped up Strang's lap, and it was one of the better laps. An old buddy on the broadcast might have made a comment that was like, "Yeah, that must have been from the previous lap because I don't know that Strang being an old dog could put that kind of lap in here towards the end." And I think it pissed some people off, maybe
really?
potentially, yeah.
Ooh.
So.
They got back to the Strang camp.
Well, yeah.
Maybe we'll get Strang back on the show, and you and him can just have a day. No, I mean, that's one of the things is you can't ever count him out, dude. Every year he's gotten a win
he's
or
a
a podium
dog.
and he has come on this program several times and said that he embraces the training more than anything. Mm-hmm. So he's still fit. He can still ride. I think the only thing with Strang is he's got 2 kids and makes more calculated life decisions on the track. I don't think speed and endurance are a factor. I think the importance of being able to walk on Monday,
Getting Cam back to work for Monday is what it is.
is what holds him back more than anything.
Did you see Caleb's GoPro of him throwing up in his helmet?
Oh, dude, I don't even want to talk about it.
I didn't see it, but I knew where the post was going,
I didn't
and I
wanna see
immediately
it.
got off of it.
So I watched it with no sound, and then it popped up again with sound, and he's just
Easy, bud.
just
We get it.
selling Buicks.
It popped up the first time, and I was reading it, and so I didn't see what happened. So
Yeah.
I was just reading it, and then after I read it, I looked back up on it and saw it trickling. I was like, I got off of it.
He never lifted.
Oh man.
And so I watched his GoPro of that he put out the first lap. That was on the first lap about halfway through.
Was it?
Yeah.
I used to puke in my helmet every race.
That's terrible.
Every race, dude.
I've never done that.
I would take an 800 milligram ibuprofen and drink a Red Bull and not eat anything and wonder why I puked every race. So once I put 2 and 2 together, I quit puking every race. But it did happen for quite a while. But, yeah.
Holy shit.
Strang still got that dog in him, boy. I don't know what announcer said that, but I feel like it's going to be known for them next round. Maybe not be the pit reporter for the beta pits because it'll come up most likely.
Is that Chris?
But
5 Moto X?
I have no idea. Yeah, it's got to be.
But yeah, good ride here by Strang. We'll get back to the results when we're able.
Sorry, we're getting shit talked in the.
Sorry, too many beefs getting started. We'll look at results when it's convenient.
Yeah, you can chill out a little bit.
Craig, stop mouth.
We had
stop mouth breathing.
45 minutes ago we started. You should have got through it. I don't know what to tell you, bud.
We keep breaking off on tangents. So Strang with a top 5 going into the day. Team manager and racer getting all of his bikes inside the top 10. Cool deal for him. Caleb Russell, as we mentioned, battling down to the wire for that top 5 spot. Caleb Russell on the 250 again this past weekend. Heard rumblings and bumblings that maybe 450 probably maybe could have, would have, should have been better, but jumping back and forth between the two bikes, he's not a fan on, as evident the year that he was racing Sprint Enduros, National Enduros, and GNCC. He basically won that GNCC championship on a 250F because he had to ride the 250F at ISDE, and he wanted to ride the 250F at National Enduro, and he didn't like switching between the 250 and the 350, so he said, I'm going to take the 250 to the GNCCs, and still won a bunch of races and won the championship. So Caleb, I think, didn't want to make the change just for one race. He's comfortable on the 250, been riding it. Once again, this is not coming from him, just rumblings and bumblings and deducing what we can from his past. But yeah, making the 250F, top finishing 250F and top finishing Yamaha. Top finishing 250 period, because right behind him in the number 7 spot was Jack Walker on the 2-stroke, singing the songs of the people, lap after lap, getting it done, taking his first career XC2 Pro Class win. Craig DeLong 8th, Jordan Ashburn 9th, Grant Baylor rounding it out with a top 10 finish. Talked to him. He tore up a bunch of cartilage in his knee. At Big Buck, we talked about that crash that he had where he felt like he broke his femur. Did some knee damage, so he wasn't pumped about doing 3 hours in sand rollers. So he was out there able to get it done. And Brody Johnson would get 2nd place in the XC2 class and 11th place overall. Jack Edmondson, 3rd place, grabbing the final XC2 podium spot, 12th place overall on the day. And then for our top amateur of the day, it was Lane Whitmer, 14th place overall, winning the 250A class. 2nd place, Colton Shields, the local boy, another super young kid, another guy that's been riding his tail off here lately. Put in some impressive he was 2nd in 250A. 3rd overall amateur, Jigs Fustini, was the winner from the 4-stroke A lights class. 2nd place, top amateur.
Jugs
5'11", boy.
But yeah, what a ride by Colton Shields and Jigs and Lane Whitmer. At Big Buck, Lane talked to me and said that Craig had guaranteed him more amateur footage this year at the GNCCs, and I was like, oh really?
I did.
And then
took it upon myself to help a buddy out.
I was coming back through the pits first lap, and Lane was at his truck. I cut through the semis, and I saw Lane sitting there, and I rode up to him. I was like, yo, dude, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm all right. I was like, well, I can't get any footage of you if you ain't out on the track. And he just laughed. So then at the finish line this week, that's when I walked up to him. I was like, you'll be happy to know I got plenty of footage for you, because I made it a point to stick around because I knew he was leading. So I got some shots of Lane.
Yeah, he looked good in the videos too. Ripping, dude. Right up there in the he was right behind, I think, one of your videos, Tino. Like right there, second to last lap. Like he was creeping right up in there.
He was hanging in there.
It sounded like he lost rear brakes into the 4th lap maybe. He said he lost rear brakes going into berm, just overshot the shit out of it, and said he had to back it off. But so maybe a little bit better overall if we would have He would have had breaks, but still 14th overall, solid.
Yeah. Let's take a look at our WXC class. Happening down in the sands of Florida, taking the win. It was Brandy Richards, who we've talked about, came out, said she broke her fibula, and finished the race at Big Buck in second place after breaking her fibula.
Dumbass.
And then she raced the sprint enduro, got second, and at one of the gnarliest, most physically demanding tracks of the year, Brandy Richards goes out there, still with the same broken fibula, and wins. Gets it done, takes the win. Corey Steed was out in front. Corey Steed was leading the way, and I think on the last lap, Corey managed to get stuck somewhere. Took a wrong line, and Brandy ended up taking the win. I was actually riding up to the finish line as they were finishing, and Brandy Richards' mechanic was riding right next to me on the bike, and they announced it over the speakers that Brandy won, and like he was like, heck yeah, and he got stoked. So Brandy Richards, as gnarly as they come, breaking a leg and continuing to race. Not only that race, but then the next 3 weekends directly afterwards, and with a second first. So, not bad. Awesome riding by Brandy Richards. Awesome grit and determination. She's one that has seen this title come down so close. She tied race wins with Rachel Archer and just barely lost out on the championship due to the bad rounds. And so, to make the best out of these bad rounds, and now I say bad rounds being injured, but now your bad round with a broken leg is second and first. Pretty good bad day.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So I'm sure she's taking it easy throughout the week and saving it up for this back-to-back race weekend that we have coming up. Corey Steed, that big old number 1 plate, rode a really good race, stayed in the number 2 spot. Taylor Jones was the third girl to cross the finish line. She was the third girl I kept seeing on the track. At the time, I did not know that she came off the track for several minutes and was a lap down. But she was physically in third, so I thought she was on the podium, but she wasn't. She was just riding in the mix with those girls. Danielle McDonald would take the third place spot on the day. Jocelyn Barnes, who's recovering from an injury, comes back and get fourth. Carly Lee rounding out your top 5.
Speaking of podium, do we see a different podium in that WXC class? I mean, obviously, like the 3 of those different positions, but do we see anybody else on the podium?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Taylor Jones can certainly get on a podium. I think Shelby Turner in the right conditions.
Yeah.
Rachel Goodish has still been out with an illness. And I mean, Jocelyn, how far? Oh, that's a good gap.
Yeah, I mean, there's 5 girls in the WXC that could, be top 3 any weekend, for sure. Did you just shit yourself?
It's going to be competitive. And yeah, like I said, Taylor Jones, she hung in there in third. She was a lap down after coming off. Stop.
It's funny.
Yeah, technical difficulties over here.
Laughing now.
I'm just laughing because everyone's. So, Shelby won. Won last year. Did she win last year?
Snowshoe, maybe.
No, she won.
She has won snowshoe.
She won in Georgia the year before last.
Yeah, I think
the day that Toth won.
Yeah, I honestly have no clue.
She won. So yeah, I mean, she's one that can always be in the mix. Another one on a turbocharged Triumph. But yeah, Taylor's gnarly, dude. Taylor will forever be like.
Did she have a bike problem?
One of my most respected female riders. What she did, dude, winning all 3 championships 3 years in a row, like sprint enduros, national enduros, and GNCCs 3 years in a row is just absolutely gnarly. And what, 4 ISDE overalls, 5 ISDE overalls, something like that. So, yeah, she'll be back. But, yeah, she had bike issues. I talked to her a little bit during the race. She told me what happened. I forgot what happened.
Good job.
It was like right in the middle. It was when Stu was out, and I went back to the pits to see what was going on. So, it was processing a lot of information. But, yeah, so that is the WXC class. Go back real quick, Craig. Go to lap times. Let's check in with our riders that didn't make it. Just hit the back button. That stuff gets weird.
You don't want WXC, you want overall?
No, because I mean that.
Good, do it right here.
We saw the class there. We only looked at the overall for the. No, we saw that whole class. We didn't see the whole XC1 class or the XC2 class. We just looked at the overall. Because I wanted to see the riders that didn't make it to the finish line. For the way that points pan out. So Liam got out there, got back going, ended up finishing 10th place in the XC1 class. I'm not sure what happened to Ryder. Toth, as we mentioned, part of that first turn, pile up, lost his front brakes, went back in, got a new brake system mounted up, and then not sure what ended up pulling him off of the track.
So Ryder finished. He did all 5 laps.
Yeah.
So it was,
Josh seen he was 50th overall, or he's outside top 30. They pulled in.
So it was Toth, Stu, Johnny Medaglia, and Thad that didn't finish.
Yeah, what
Right.
happened to Thad? Mechanical?
I don't know. I didn't hear what happened to that, but that's a bummer for him.
think
Seeing
starters-
2 races in a row.
I think starters are going having some issues with starting issues. I think
that
same
what
thing
happened
with
to JoJo?
JoJo.
Yeah,
starter.
JoJo happened, or JoJo DNF too.
Starters
He didn't
went
even do a
out.
lap.
Really?
Yeah,
and then
'cause
Cooper Jones, I saw him in like street clothes at the finish line. I don't think he made it.
Because
If I'm not
JoJo
mistaken.
didn't even pop up on the live timing.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's a bummer. We talked about that being like a privateer effort and mechanicals for 2 races in a row, and now they got to turn it around in 6 days to go back racing in Alabama. So I don't know the extent of what happened. I don't know what happened to either one of them. But hopefully they can get it sorted by this weekend.
You boys need a 23 gas. I got one for you.
Yeah, so Toth, you said Toth pulled off,
Toth pulled off last lap, yeah.
which he's still recovering from that broken femur.
And he was riding, the first lap with no front brake?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, they swapped the system on the second one.
Stu Baylor, got a clip of him coming in, getting his dad, Big Stu, to stomp his damn shift lever back straight. He bent that thing up, couldn't shift, and got that thing sorted back out, and then ended up, I don't know if he had a collision with a rider or a tree or palmetto bush or what, but he said in the live feed that he ripped did something to the radiator and coolant hoses, so his bike wasn't able to make it. Johnny pulled out from that illness. Tyler Medaglia, I guess he had a pretty hard crash up front, rung his bell a little bit, but shout out to Tyler Medaglia, dude, out there on a Yamaha, because the people that choose what bike they ride pick Yamahas. And he goes out there, gets the whole shot, leads the first lap. Oh, I guess he led the first lap, didn't he?
Third.
Oh. Well, he was out in front for a lot of the first lap, and he was still hanging tough, but yeah, ended up having a crash there. Multi-time Canadian motocross champion. He's been on the Canadian ISDE team. He's been on the Canadian Motocross Des Nations team.
In the same year.
That's
crazy.
A lot of accolades for Tyler Medaglia. So cool to see him up there. I didn't realize he was racing, so I went up to him on the line, dapped him up, wished him luck, and then filmed him getting a whole shot. But yeah.
So, and I'm assuming we're going to look at XC2 the same way.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah,
But I got to,
check
after
in with our
that,
XC2 guys.
I want to look at points.
They're weird.
For XC1. Yeah, it's
You probably can't see that,
strange.
can you?
See if we can zoom in a little bit.
Cut off lap 5 for a second.
So Tino down didn't finish.
What happened to Gus? So Gus made the pass for the lead, got out in front, was riding a really good race, was out in front, and then the only race recap we got from him is don't call me, don't text me. See you next weekend.
He did say we could slide into the DMs. He liked my message.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wanted to comment on it and say, call me, beat me if you want to reach me. But I didn't know if they had Kim Possible in Australia. So I didn't know if he'd get my reference.
I bet they just had an accident.
Did you watch Kim Possible?
No, but like everyone knows that.
Yeah,
No.
you did. So did I.
I mean, if there was nothing else on. I was a Nickelodeon guy.
Dude, I would have never got that reference. Never watched an episode.
Call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, don't even matter. It's all right.
Nope.
Something like that.
Yep, I was a Nickelodeon kid too.
Yeah.
I never went on Cartoon Network.
Was Kim Possible Cartoon Network or was it Disney?
I think it was Disney. But they both sucked.
They both sucked.
Yep.
Thank you. Even Stevens.
The best thing that came out of
good.
Disney was
Motocrossed?
Miley Cyrus.
Brink, I think, would be the best thing that came out of
Who's-
Disney.
Who's Brink?
Brink, the rollerblading movie. Pup
Never-
and Suds?
Never seen it.
You never saw Brink?
No, I told
Dude.
you. I was a Nickelodeon kid.
Brink was my jam.
It was SpongeBob and Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah. Jimmy Neutron was good. Angry Beavers, Rugrats. Those were like the first ones I started.
Yeah.
I remember watching.
Hey,
SpongeBob.
Hey Arnold.
Remember when SpongeBob came out? Yeah.
Move it, football head. Get off my stoop.
Stoop, kids afraid to leave the stoop. See, look, Sawyer Dickey knows about Brink. Team Pup and Suds, dog. I bought a pair of rollerblades because of that movie. As a skateboarder.
So back to Gus. Evidently, he had bike issues
You don't say.
and then got towed back and then tried to fix the bike. And somebody's like, hey, no, we seen you get towed back. You're done.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But I don't know if he
Front
got
fender was flattened in a real weird way.
What did someone say?
like a
Someone said
beaver.
someone made a comment
on his
about-
post.
No, I don't remember if it was his post or somewhere else. Oh my god, I meant to save it to the memory banks because someone made a comment about his front fender and it was like I audibly laughed at it. It was so funny. I think they said like his front fender was flabbergasted or something. It was really funny.
Looks like a Ducati front fender.
Oh, you know what? I think it was in America. In the Instagram group. I think.
No, it might have been on the live feed. It was, or maybe on my YouTube video. I don't know.
Viagra.
So I think that's what they said. Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah.
But
But
someone
front fender
said-
took Viagra.
I think it said that it looked flabbergasted. It was just something so off the wall that it was hilarious. It didn't really make sense in the context, but it looked hilarious. But yeah, don't know what happened to Gus. Gus was a man on a mission yesterday, dude, charging to the front, and then ended up DNFing it while leading. So not sure what happened. That is all the information we got out of one Angus Reardon. JoJo doesn't make it a lap. Obviously, some bike issues from what it sounded like. Our buddy Chris Paris got 8th overall.
Shout out.
Beat Nick DeFeo. Nick DeFeo, riding around in the top 5, said bike was cutting in and out, and just talking about what he said on the Racer TV broadcast. Said the bike was bogging. Went to go double over some whoops. The bike bogged and sent him straight to Indonesia. After that, he came back to the pits. When I got to the pits, they had his bike torn apart, looking into it with some stuff. He was able to get back out there eventually, but he was a lap down, trying to make his way.
It says his second lap was an hour and 5 minutes. Holy shit.
That won't
DeFeo.
that won't do it.
That's what it says.
Yeah, I guess that was the one he was working on it. What were his lap times after that? I think he rode some pretty solid
Yeah,
laps
so lap 1, 33:24, an hour and 5, 33:53, and 34:21. So made 4 laps.
Solid times.
This puts me in a conflict of interest, and I hate to even bring it up, but over the past couple of years, man, we've seen a lot of Cowies not make it to the finish. And, I mean, all them dudes ride hard. A lot of them are rider-induced, crash-induced, which is going to happen on any bike. If you hit a tree, something's going to break. If you blow all your coolant out, bike's going to overheat no matter what you're on. But, man, that bad luck cloud, those guys are so good. Nick's been out in front and not finished races. Stu's been out in front and not finished races. Toth's been out in front and not finished races.
Just working on getting fired, ain't you?
Well, no, it's not. Like I said, it happens. I mean, look at all the different manufacturers that didn't finish this race, and these are all like the stuff that we talked about, like Toth ripping his front brake lever or brake line off. That's going to happen no matter what bike you're
Yeah.
on. Probably wouldn't happen on a Yamaha if I had to guess, but any other bike, it can happen. But it's just like the luck. That's what I mean. It's like they got a great team. They got great mechanics. They've had great mechanics. They got a great atmosphere over there under the rig. They put in the work. They train hard. It's just unfortunate situations.
And the one thing about this weekend is, it sounds like Stu had an issue with his clutch. He is, like, pretty historically bad on clutches.
Yeah.
In general. Like, no matter what color he's on, clutch will go out, especially somewhere like this.
I didn't see or hear anything about that. But just like the shift lever, once again, that's the same shift lever made by the same companies that's on every other bike out there. It's just luck of the draw. And then radiator hoses. You hit a tree, you're going to break a radiator, you're going to break a radiator hose. So it's like, not saying anything disparaging about the brand. I just meant that team in general. It's just like, man, if they could catch a break or not catch a break.
Have they lost a shock bolt yet?
Yeah.
Damn, no shit.
I'm pretty sure that happened to I don't know. It definitely happened in Vegas to Reno.
Stu had a
Which
shock.
obviously is a one-off.
Stu had a shock blowout. I know at Mountaineer last year.
Yeah, something with the shock.
Siege, bud, you're fired.
Out.
No, it's crazy because like you look at the results from last year and like what Nick was doing. Like I think he would have been way closer. Maybe not to the championship win the way that Grant kind of dominated, but we've been up there in the mix. Like this is 2 years in a row. He held the white plate going into Florida and then threw it away in Florida.
Mm-hmm. And then it had issues with Talladega, and I think last year he might have had issues in
leading the overall at Talladega.
Yeah, and then I think he had issues in Monterey, Tennessee. Right? He had issues in I don't know what you call that race, but
Old Gray.
I was saying he had issues there too, but maybe not. But yeah, rough go.
So yeah, once again, and I don't like I said, I don't mean that in a bad or negative way. Just as someone that reports on the sport, it's you can't overlook that stat. And like obviously, I'm very very close with that team. I'm very close with everyone on it. I want to see all of them do well, and I'm good buddies with all of them, and I'm around them all weekend, every weekend. Now even more so at the National Enduros. But yeah, it's a bummer to see. But then, like I said, it's not anything disparaging on the brand. It just seems to be like freak incidents of components and crashes that are going to happen to everyone. But it's like,
yeah, it sucks too because I know all the guys who ride them. They like them.
Yeah,
they like the Cowies. I mean, they're comfortable bikes, especially like Big Tom loves his. I don't know how many hundreds of hours you've got out of KX 450s, but a whole bunch.
Yeah, they've treated me right. All this nonsense you've been talking about.
Mine blew up in 10 hours, but Tom's is good.
I've had 3 of them go 200 plus. So
10 hours. Out the door. Gone.
Maybe it's the mechanic.
It wasn't, I don't think. It wasn't me.
yeah.
Who knows what the guy before you had it did too.
Loretta's.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope I'm getting that point across. So like, if you have a Ferrari and you hit a curb in a turn, you're going to blow the wheel off. And it doesn't matter if that was a Honda Civic or a Ferrari, that wheel's coming off.
I don't know, a Honda Civic or maybe a Honda Civic, but a Nissan Altima, no issues.
Bumpers, gone though. Bumper covers, dragging down 16, 277. Yeah. Black tint.
I was speaking from experience. I did that in a Mustang one time, and it blew my wheel off.
Or you can back out of a parking spot in a Tesla and total it.
Yeah, that can also happen. Been there, done that.
I had a wheel come off going down the road one time. That was interesting.
Yeah. What about Tino?
Hopefully they can get the
we're
train on the tracks, because I think every person on that team is championship caliber riders. I think every person on that team has championships. DeFeo's obviously a couple top AMs, the winningest rider in youth bike history on Cowies. All of that is on Cowies.
He's got a championship.
He's got a Pro 2 championship. Yeah.
No, he's talking about GNCC.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So all of those guys, championship caliber guys, and just it's a bummer, especially like I said, being so close to the team and so close to them. Like a race like this, dude, it's like, damn, dude. Like,
it's kind of like Beta's weekend at Big Buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
It happens. So.
Here's your lap times.
What about Tino?
Tino got heat exhaustion 3 miles from the finish.
Yeah, passed out on his bike.
Passed out.
It sucks.
That's gnarly.
So to answer someone's question, yeah, it was hot in Florida.
Yeah.
Hot enough.
When you take a look at the points, the XC1 points, sitting there talking with Jack at the finish line, and same thing kind of in that video, I couldn't help but to give him a hug, dude. Like after everything he's been through and like seeing him there, and I was pumped for him, and but yeah, get to talking with him.
Go to top 20.
And I was like, what did Tino finish at round 1, and then what did Gus finish at round 1, and then like kind of doing the quick math, and it was like, I think you might have the points lead.
Holy
Jack.
crap.
Yeah.
And Jack does have the points lead. But
This
we
is
look at
screwed
our points for our XC1 class, and it is
Overall points.
That's
Top 20.
XC1 results, though.
It's top 20 bike points.
Oh, okay. So you did pull up top 20. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, because the XC1 points is still
You still see points.
XC1, yeah.
But here you see all the blanks, and there's, 4 guys? Well, more than 4. But what made me put this in the notes is you get to look at this and look at the championship caliber guys that either DNF'd or outside top 20 at Big Buck, and then who did it at Florida.
Yeah.
And it'll happen real quickly if this keeps happening.
There's not one person with 2 consistent results.
It'll happen real quickly that if Ben stays consistent, that he pulls a huge gap really quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, same thing. You got Jordan Ashburn with a 2.9,
Yeah.
DK with a 9.1. I mean,
Craig DeLong's got the 2 most consistent results with a 6.8.
Yeah, I didn't see him. I looked at Wachowski above him with a 10.4, but like no one's happy about a 10.
Over and out.
Big 10-4.
Like a 9 is not a result you're bragging about. A 10's not a result you're happy about.
No. And for Craig, neither is a 6.8.
Yeah.
At least it's not a 6.7.
Yeah. But
6.9.
yeah, I mean, the gap is wide open because one of the biggest things, looking at that third place in points, Johnny Girard, it shows how weighted it is to get a win.
Yeah,
to get that 30 points.
He's 12 points down.
He's 12 points down and rode a lap this weekend. And so it just shows you how quick it can change. Same thing, Grant Davis blank at Big Buck, and then a second for 25 points this past weekend. So, I mean, it adds up quick. We talk about it all the time. 30 points for a win, 25 for second, 21 for third. From first to third is a 9-point gap.
Yeah. And look how much those, I mean, even first to, you said first to third, and then from third to fourth is 1 point?
No, it goes 21 and then 19. So I think it's
So there's, and then,
maybe 18.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's 5 points, 4 points, and then 3 points. So I think it's 30, 25, 21, 18.
So
If I'm not mistaken.
look how well those podiums pay off. Like DeFeo, Cody Barnes, Grant Davis. I mean, they're 6, 7, 8th in points with one finish. Yes, pretty
and that
nuts.
just shows how quickly it can change. Just to double check here, when you're looking at the points, it's 30, 25, 21, 18, 16, 15, and then everything goes down 1 point from there. So from first to sixth, you're getting half the points in sixth. You're getting 15 points for a sixth. You're getting 16 points, so just one better for a top 5. So I mean that's a 14-point gap from top 5 to first. It's a 9-point gap from first to third. You can make up a lot of ground really quick, and as you can see, it is very easy for anyone to have a bad race, for anyone to have a freak mechanical, for anyone to have anything happen, because every single person has had it happen this year, and we're 2 races in, except for Craig DeLong.
Yeah, there's a 33-point gap between first and 20th overall. That's nuts.
Which is barely more than one race.
Yeah. Which I wonder what, I wish we could go back and look at what this looked like last year after 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And how from first to 20th, how tight those points were. Because I feel like that's a big gap. 33 points from first to 20th.
You think that's a big gap?
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think for your top 20, for your 20th place overall point stand to only have 9 points after 2 rounds is not a lot of points.
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Math.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you only get a point for a top 20. So
Right.
not a lot of people are finishing in the top 20. I would think that a 33-point gap after 2 rounds from first to 20th is a small gap.
Really? I just don't think that there's many times that you see this many DNFs in the top 20.
I
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah,
I feel like typically, like
yeah, but that's what makes it close
I know
because everyone has
but,
DNF.
But I feel like,
bad points.
typically, like on a regular year with less DNFs, you wouldn't see anybody in the top 20 with DNFs. I guess maybe it is a good thing that there's been so many for a lot of these guys, but
Yeah.
it's
Well, I
just
just
wild. It's wild looking. Like it's
Yeah, it is weird to look at, and I do get what you're saying. But to your point about first to 20th being a big gap, I think that 33 points is a very small gap because what we were just talking about. Say Jason Tino could go out there and overall this weekend in Alabama and Ben Kelly DNFs. Tino's going to have 39 points. He's going to be 3 behind the current points leader. So like, it just shows how fast that gap can be made up.
But that's not necessarily going to put him in second because you got to think all the other guys are going to have finishes too. So
Yeah, I just meant this week's he'll have 3 less points than this week's overall points leader if he could win one race.
Yeah.
And Ben Kelly DNFs. Obviously, don't think that's going to happen. Just saying that ground can be covered quick because everyone has a plan. I mean, there could be someone sitting in 21st that has. Oh no, never mind. I was going to say 21, but that would be 0 points.
Yeah.
But they could have like one scoring round and one throwaway and have a good race, and all of a sudden they're in the top 20. I don't know. It is interesting. Can you go to our XC2 points? Checking in with XC2, Jack Walker, 5-1. Good enough for the white plate heading into Talladega, 46 points. Nick DeFeo, this is where it benefits to be scored off of class points. This is where it benefits for XC2 to be smaller than it's been in several years. And this is where it benefits to, if you have a bad day, you get back on your bike, you do what you can, you keep riding. He scores points. He is 4 points behind the overall, or the XC2 points leader. 42 points for Nick DeFeo with a 1-9. So had he not finished, he would have got 13th. So 4 points.
Well,
But you know what I mean.
12th.
It's still points.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Brody Johnson currently sitting in third place, 8-2 on the year. Tino with a 3-7. Gus back in fifth with a 2-12 for 34 points. But still, 12 points back.
Yeah.
Shout out Christopher Paris, 6'8".
Hey, the same as Craig. I got to meet Christopher Paris, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, I guess we got to say hi to a buddy.
But, yeah. A lot of, I think this year is going to be an interesting one to watch with that XC1 class. But how about XC1 guys being the top 6 riders overall?
That was refreshing, kind of refreshing to see.
Feel like we're back on track.
I feel like it's different to see, which is bad to say, but yeah.
Yeah, normally it's like, oh, you got fifth in XC1, so
You got fifth overall.
What, eighth,
overall.
ninth overall or something? Or well, no, fifth is fifth.
Yep.
Sixth is sixth. We're seeing a correction in the world. What else we got? We got checking down. Brody's back.
Oh yeah. What happened?
Apparently he ejecto-cetoed somewhere. Because everyone was pointing it out to me when we were going by, but then I showed it on camera at the end of the video. His back, dude, tore up, jersey's torn off, just blood all over his back, like taking up like the whole half of his back. Did not look very fun to be Brody Johnson, and that happened early. I think that happened on the first lap.
Yeah,
and he rode the rest of the race like that.
Same. That didn't happen whenever him and Jack got together. I seen on your video they were talking afterwards. Him and someone got together. It might have been Jack. I don't know if that happened then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, because he was saying he thought the track went straight somewhere and it didn't, and then they got together. But I don't know if that's where his back got all messed up at or what.
I don't
know.
Was it a burn or like a tire mark or like a tree?
I don't know.
It looked like road rash.
Probably a tire.
Maybe.
Maybe
it would make sense for it to be tore up like that.
Maybe he got
or
run
a
over.
tree.
Maybe he got run over. Or maybe he got attacked by an alligator.
That could happen.
Yep.
Rod for
Checking
Life
in.
241 says, I second any complaints Tom has about the broadcast this week. There needs to be improvements.
Do we need to read that one?
I just read it, was laughing myself.
Sawyer Dickey talking about some jugs. Brink. I don't know what Brink means. Skate better, dog.
We were talking about Brink.
PK with a 30-44 last lap.
Yep, covered that.
So this coming weekend, we got presented with an opportunity, courtesy of our friends over at Yamaha, hanging out with them at Big Buck. He says, random question. Would you ever want to race a Grizzly for some marketing? The new Grizzly that we have, the 4x4 four-wheeler. I said, are you kidding me? I would absolutely race a Yamaha Grizzly at any round you tell me to. And then all the Yamaha people were in town this past weekend in Daytona. Talked to them. Might be making my 4x4 quad debut this coming weekend.
Any round they wanted you to, what if they said Florida?
I had too much going on. I had to be at Daytona.
I'd have drove down there
I
immediately.
couldn't.
and put
For
T-shirts
Florida?
through- Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, my back's ready to leave the chat. I'd be in.
I would have if I didn't have to be at Daytona.
But Talladega in the mud,
See, and
Do you have
that's
to
what
watch it after?
No, and that's the best part. But that's what I was sitting there thinking about when everyone was talking about the rain. I think a mud race would make a 4x4 race
It'd be so
10
fun.
times more
Oh,
fun,
yeah.
dude. I would much rather race a 4x4 in the mud. Put that thing in four-wheel drive, just let her eat, dude. So hopefully that gets to happen. If you see me out there on Saturday, try to catch some videos. We got to document this thing the best that we can.
you better do
I'm
it.
pumped. Dude, if I get the opportunity,
You better not cold feet it like you did
I will.
backflip at Pastrana's.
That was out of my hands.
I think you could have made it happen. You
I-
were there.
Once two kids let go of the bike, Travis shut us down. He said, "Everybody away from the
You
foam
should have
pit."
been first in line.
Like that guy in the Razor.
That's a big part of the reason why the foam pit got shut down. But yeah, hopefully we get out. So Talladega is the closest race to the Yamaha headquarters. It's only like 2 hours from them. So hopefully we can make it happen. I think it'll be fun. So I raced a quad one time at Camp Coker, but it was a stock sport quad, and I kept getting it stuck on the ruts on the axle, and I couldn't keep my thumb on the throttle. So I hope the Grizzlies got a
Twist throttle.
no, just a tighter, little smaller throttle. I couldn't hold the handlebar and touch the thumb throttle. I had to like hold on to the handlebar with just my fingertips to
You
be
have
able to
little
reach
mitten
the
hands or
throttle.
what?
That's
A little
what
bit,
caused
but I also rode Cameron Aby's quad, who's like 6'12", and so I don't know if he had a bigger thumb throttle or something, but dude, I couldn't reach it.
It's because those things you just got to hold the thumb in the whole time and clutch it.
Use clutch.
I'll be pumped. I'll be out there
Have,
4x4 and boys.
Have you looked at the forecast for Talladega this weekend?
I did. So I looked a couple days ago and it said nothing.
Yeah.
And I looked today and it says rain all 3 days, but it doesn't look like a lot.
Thunderstorms on Sunday.
I hope it changes. We were wanting to go down.
It doesn't look like a lot of rain, but the thunderstorm said it's supposed to start at 3 on Sunday. Can't be worse than last year.
Tom Bradley Chapman wants to know what happened to you this weekend.
Well, I got attacked by a vine. I got a 15, 20 foot long vine that was 3/4 to an inch thick, wrapped up in my rear wheel about 6 times.
What class were you running? 12 o'clock?
Yeah, ran vet A. Went from dead last start, 14th on the first lap, to 5th at the end of the second lap. Passed for 5th off the motocross track. And, yeah.
Tank.
Yep. The vine got me. Same line I'd taken. I was pissed.
Did we find out who 5 Moto X is?
It's
Yeah,
Chris.
it's Chris.
Oh.
But I think it was Riddle with Chris's phone somehow. Who told me to preach it? Kevin? Yeah. I don't know what I'm preaching, but
Dude, buddy Tanner Saunders won Vet A this weekend, and he ain't been racing real long.
who is that? At North
Is that
Carolina?
old buddy's brother-in-law?
Yeah. Yeah, Tanner. Yeah, he's freaking on the program.
Who is that?
It's old buddy's brother-in-law.
Yeah, it's just a buddy of ours. He lives up in Gamewell. What do you call it?
I don't know.
And they got a turn track up there all tilled up, and they've been on the program. Freaking 8th overall.
Yeah, he was ripping. Never saw him.
There wasn't I don't know. I'm not going to say there wasn't a whole lot of people to North Carolina, but I mean there wasn't a lot of pros. I don't think it wasn't like usually the first round is. First round usually's got 15 people in the front row.
They had a good bit, but there was a couple DNFs. I think
Mm.
Dustin Simpson destructoed his brand new 2024.
Blew up.
The one he drove to Michigan for.
Yep.
It blew up.
He destructoed in the sand whoops.
I saw
bottom on the
he
second lap.
crashed real bad. He had pine straw in between the bead of his tire and his rim.
Oh yeah, blew out his fork seals.
That takes some impact. Did the bike blow up? Or
No,
he
no,
just mangled
no.
it a little bit.
No, didn't blow up. He just wadded himself. Yeah, there was only seven pro guys.
Shout out Destructo.
So you were right, Craig. But there's 166 people in the morning race with a handful of DNFs. So
Yeah, it's not bad.
yeah,
No,
it's
not bad.
T-Ship's favorite series.
T-Ship's fave.
So much of a favorite that you can't even get him to show up to Denver, which is 5 minutes down the road.
When have I ever had a free weekend the weekend of Denver?
Yeah, I don't know.
Never.
I don't know.
You do now.
Because I was always at Mid-East.
Yeah.
And Lord knows that North Carolina can't race on a non-Mid-East weekend.
Then you race on
There's
a
only so
GNCC
many
weekend.
weekends in the year, okay?
I know. There's ways to do it.
Well, you don't have to worry about that now.
There's a whole lot
I
of
might be off for
series.
Denver now.
Whole lot of series popping up too. Like they have every weekend. I feel like you got
Dude.
either Mid East, North Carolina, Tri-State, Full Gas, U.S. Sprint Enduro,
Down south,
Low country.
low country.
Low Countries. There's so much shit. Which it's
Sorts.
awesome. It's great.
Citra.
But
It is a lot.
All the Virginia series.
yeah, Tri-State and then VCHSS.
The E-Rock season is coming up soon.
What is that?
Eastern. Damn it. I'm sorry, Baby Mac. It's the one, remember they had the weird classes that we talked about?
Oh, yeah. Did they fix those?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
So Mac this year, Michael McAvoy, they bought that series, and he is Grant Baylor's mechanic this year. So he's back around. He was gone last year, but he's back. And the first thing he said to me when I saw him at Sumter is, "Hey, we fixed our classes, so I need you to talk about it again."
Eastern Racing Off-Road Championship. First round, I believe, is April. I'm just gonna click on the schedule because it says on here April 20. Yep, April 25th, 26th in Homestead. It's called Homestead in Negley, Ohio.
Yeah, I knew it was starting.
Do you know where that is?
Not a clue.
It's in Ohio.
It's in Ohio. I know where that's at. I just don't know exactly. Like, look here, September 12th and 13th weekend. That's my bachelor party weekend. Wellsville, Ohio. That is.
You're having a bachelor party?
Yeah, we're going to not Talladega. We're going to. Yeah, you guys are invited. I ain't told none of you guys about it. We just figured it out. We're going. All
Who's
my
we?
buddies are going.
I
to,
thought I wasn't invited. I hadn't heard about it.
I was getting really upset.
No, listen. Where's the fuck's it? Eldora for a big dirt track weekend.
Oh, that's where Tony Stewart ran that fellow over, isn't it?
I don't know, but I'm just having everybody
Didn't it?
take their
so.
campers up and just stay the 3-day weekend over at.
May he rest in peace. But I think that happened there.
I think you're right. Where is Eldora?
It's right on the other side of Cincinnati in Kentucky. But anyway, Wellsville, Ohio. I believe that's where all the big hill climbs are at.
Is it Iowa?
Nope.
No.
Eldora
It's in
Speedway.
Kentucky.
New Weston, Ohio.
Maybe it's in Ohio.
It's 8 hours from here, Craig.
Okay, bud. Sorry. I don't give a damn.
September 11th and 12th. Click
9th,
the
10th, and 11th.
click the E-Rock classes. Let's see if we can make sense.
There's probably a
of this dang
GNCC
thing now.
that weekend, is there not?
There probably
That's the throwaway round. September 11th. No, it's round 11. Just kidding. Hold on.
Just good results.
Are you going to go to the throwaway round?
Ooh, that is National Enduro.
Boy, bye.
And that's the National Enduro I have to be at early. There's 2 that the National Enduro crew is putting on. That's one of them. So there's going to be one of those super tests again.
I'm pulling this up, and this might be wrong.
Oh, is that the one in West Virginia? Dang, I wanted to go to that one, Craig. Reschedule your bachelor party.
Hell no. Give a damn about no GNCC. Pay $80,000 or Enduro. I don't care about them either. I like them, but by God, I don't care enough.
What do you mean you don't care about them? You raced all of them last year.
Yeah, one and done.
What are you looking for, dude?
I'm looking for the classes. I'm assuming. Here we go. Okay. Adult bikes.
XC Pro, XCA.
Okay, so just don't look at XC.
So you just took out the numbers.
Pro, A Lights, Open, Vet A, Senior A, Super Senior A, Open B, Lights B, Vet B. Okay, this is making more sense. Just take the numbers out.
So I think.
So what's the difference in XCA Open and XC Open?
XCA Open is Open A, and B Open is Open B.
No, XCA Open and then XC Open.
It's just open class.
So this is 2-stroke. What the hell they cross that out?
So I think before, like, the 250 classes were 2 and the open classes were 1. So I think it was XC1A, XC2A, XC1B, XC2B. And that's when we were getting super confused.
I'm still confused.
All right, Baby Mac, we took a step in the right direction.
We're still not there. Kind of like the broadcast.
I ain't got shit going on in April, though. I might come visit.
Has anybody said anything to you?
No.
Exactly, because they know I'm right.
They just glare at me and don't say hey to me anymore.
We give a shit if they say hey.
I
Hey to
think
these
they're
nuts.
doing a great job. It's tough to process information.
Hey, you
on
know
the fly.
what?
Like I said, we say stuff wrong all the time.
We're getting better. Craig hasn't dropped any F-bombs tonight.
I did one, but I turned it around and said crap.
He did do one.
And I don't feel bad about it because I tried.
One's better than the 74 he's did in the last 2 shows.
I don't care about that.
Hear that, parents with children? We're making concerted efforts.
Even though your children are not watching.
To clean up
and you
our
guys are all
attitude.
terrible people probably too.
Well, you think about it, and like you know those times where like you listen to a song a million times, and then all of a sudden you're in the car with your grandma or your mom or something, and you play it and don't realize how many times it cusses until you're listening to it with your parent.
You start
ever had
laying
one of
down
those?
some wheezy F babies.
I had one of those moments when I was a kid and watched the Dukes of Hazzard movie with my parents. Yeah. Had one of those moments.
Yeah. So anyway, like so many people tell me that they saved the shows to listen to on the drive to the races to pass some time, and like I'm friends with a lot of pee-wee parents and youth parents and stuff. And so I sit there and think about it. They're going down the road, got this thing blaring, mom's in the passenger seat, little Jimmy's in the back seat, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of cuss words come. Mom makes you turn it off and says, we're never listening to that again on the way to a race. I guarantee that's happened before.
Yeah. Or if you're like,
Every
if
other
they're
podcast,
like my parents.
you can go to any. Okay, so never mind.
If they're like my parents,
What?
they just look at you and say, don't repeat that. And they trust that you won't.
Any other podcasts like Gypsy Tales, Pulp MX, all sponsored by Yamaha, all have other kids watching. They drop the F everywhere. And I don't think cussing should be that big of a deal because people do a lot worse things and say words that don't have much of a meaning.
Like smoke crack.
And the same people who might be arguing that, oh, he says the F word, they might beat their wife or they might cheat on their husband, and they're just terrible people. So if they think that me saying the F word on here is going to make their kids bad, maybe they should be better parents.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Oh, my God. This show's going off the rail. I give some H words, some A words, some S words.
Like when I got
C
kids,
words?
like when I got
remember-
kids, they're not going to say any cuss words in front of my mom and dad or, Bailey's mom or dad. And if they slip a oh shit or like oi cunt and like around me, I'm not going to say a word as long as he's not a piece of shit kid.
I get some Snapchats from some people and what their kids say, and it ain't scratching the surface on anything we ever say on here.
Are we changing plain talk to Craig's parenting advice?
Hey.
What else you got to tell these parents, Uncle Mudhole?
Let them smoke some Marlboro Reds every once in a while. Let them get a cool, clean drag off of it.
Thomas, I think Lee Caldwell might have
Yeah.
heard what you were saying and begs to differ.
Mama, go to bed.
7469.
Get off my YouTube account, Mom.
Lee, sweet angel. See, now we ain't cussing. So sweet Lee's in the chat.
Where's that F word at now, Tom? Huh?
Why is her name 7469?
Yes, she's signed into my YouTube account somehow.
What'd you have to say about cussing again?
I don't know.
Could you remind me what you said?
Plead the fifth.
My parents don't know how to get
You
on
said it
here,
a
so
minute
I can
ago.
do whatever I want.
I just didn't hear it when you said it a minute ago.
No, I said it. You heard it.
My dad would be like, "How you watch that again?" I was like, "Oh, you got to log on." I ain't doing that shit.
I didn't even know my mom knew how to comment on YouTube.
She taught you better, dude. You should have taught her how to use YouTube better. She could have chimed in before.
Everyone
you
say
said
hi to Lee in the chat.
I'm going to have to teach her how
Wait,
to
so
make
did
her own
Lee
account.
say need a bush light up here?
Yeah, Mom. Oh, man.
So that's our rant about cussing.
I was looking at the notes. We did get clarification today. You remember we had that long talk about how the GNCC used to be in Florida
Yeah.
throughout the week?
We got called a dillweed.
Oh, what?
Hank called me a dillweed.
A
about it.
dillweed.
Yeah.
What
Anyway.
text were y'all showing back and forth a minute ago?
So I don't know. I think I showed him the weather.
oh.
Oh, you showed me this weekend. Was
So-
it like when you were talking about racing a four wheeler.
So Hank Mason, old local feller. What are you doing?
Getting that thumb ready
dude.
Oh. Anyway,
My thumb
to
curls.
stick it up the competition's ass.
so I was right on the GNCC Tuesday, Enduro Thursday, GNCC Sunday. But there's another Enduro that was the week
Sandlapper.
prior, I think. Or maybe it was on Sunday. But I think it was on the Thursday before. Was the Sandlapper Enduro. So there's a Sandlapper Enduro, GNCC on Tuesday, Alligator on Thursday, and GNCC in Georgia on Sunday.
That's a lot of racing.
So in a week and a half, essentially, 2 Enduros and 2 GNCCs.
Especially the guys showing up with one bike, just prepping them in a wash bay somewhere, and just their hands just raw as can be.
But I bet an
Rawls
Enduro in Florida would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, even so, after the first several times I almost died on the pit bike this weekend, I got the hang of it and I knew what to expect. And, dude, half the fun I had was just riding in between camera shots, especially because that place is a riding park. So, like, you cut up through the woods and it's just, like, banked up sandy trails with, like, little doubles and stuff in it. I was ripping.
Without sand whoops.
No, there's some.
They're
But
small.
not nearly as bad. Except one time, dude, I made a wrong turn and I was going down this trail. And one thing about Florida, you get on some of them trails, you're just gone for like an hour till you eventually end up somewhere. And I was on a new trail and I didn't recognize it. And like I was ripping pretty good because 1, I was running behind, and 2, I was just having fun. And come around the corner and there's just a giant stump in the middle of the trail because it's all 4-wheeler ruts. So you got to pick one side or the other. And I was on the left side. I come around that corner and there's that stump there. Dude, the bottom of my bike hit that thing. I bit my teeth so hard. I chipped my bottom tooth.
Jeez,
one of the
again?
front teeth. I broke my phone. And
Damn it, Tomac.
like the thing on my phone. And then something else happened too. Oh, I had my camera mounted. That thing slammed against the handlebars. Dude, I went from like probably 12, 15 miles an hour to 0.
Dude, could you imagine if you'd done that and got hurt?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about it.
In the 1,000-acre woods?
Yeah. On a not marked section, not traveled section. Because that's how I knew.
You'd
Because
still be there.
they're giving us the media map this year, which is the one with the access roads. And I don't have service there either. I tried to do the live before the race on Sunday. I didn't have enough service. It wouldn't let me do it.
T-Mobile.
I couldn't even get GNCC live to load.
T-Mobile.
No, it's everybody. I think it's just so many people in one area stealing up bandwidth.
Where's your Starlink?
It was in the car.
Yeah, throw that thing in the book bag and carry it around.
I know. I did get a DeWalt battery thing for it, and I thought about going to grab it, but this was already after the horn blew. So I was like, by the time I get all this set up, I'm not going to make the start of the
You
race.
wish
I
you
don't-
brought Stupid DF then.
I don't expect these mistakes in Talladega this weekend.
Got it. Well, I will say, Big Buck had a lot of stuff going on, so I had to come back and forth every day. Missed a lot of opportunities. Sumter, we had the photo shoot that took up all day Saturday. Didn't get a lot of opportunities. Daytona, I was at Daytona. So, for the rest of the season, I should have Friday and Saturday to be prepared, set things up, get footage, get content, and be able to do stuff. So that's the plan. But yeah, hitting that stump on the bike gave me a spine adjustment, a broken phone, a chipped tooth.
Spinal.
Luckily, my camera's all right. But
Your
that wasn't fun.
Your money maker's fine.
Yeah. Can't even see my bottom teeth, so it don't matter. Anyway, we covered everything on the notes list. Is there anything important that we're missing? I'd also, fun fact, when I was trying to log into the Rocky Mountain thing last week, there's a separate thing for the influencer account. I was using those credentials on the main website. That's why
So you found it?
Yeah, so we're good. We're dialed.
How much money we got?
How's it looking?
Another funny story.
I know damn well I put some money in that thing.
Well, that's why I pulled it up last week. I was going to see if you were lying or not.
Yeah, I ain't.
No, just kidding. But fun fact, I read through the stats and I was like, dude, this has to be pretty good. Like, that's a good bit of money people have spent using this link. So the Rocky Mountain people emailed me about something else anyway. And I was like, oh, hey, by the way, could you also tell me how I'm doing? Like, I looked at the numbers. Terrible. They got 5 tiers in the last one. So, like, I thought we were doing real good, but apparently we're not. So, if you're shopping on RockyMountainATVMC.com, use the link that is in the description of this podcast, this video, wherever you're listening to this at. If you click the description, it's in there. I'm going to make a QR code. They suggested I make a QR code, put it on the screen. We're going to do that. But all you do, you click the link, you shop like normal. We get a small kickback from that. It helps get us to the races. It helps improve the content that we're getting, like cameras that stay on and don't overheat. These are all upgrades.
Is that one new?
No, it's just a different one.
It's just fixed.
It was new last year. That was the one I was talking about. The big dog.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so shop like normal, get whatever you need to get. You can use your Rocky Mountain bucks that you get from either signing up to race or playing Fantasy Supercross. But yeah, like I said, doesn't cost you any extra money. It just helps get us a little small commission. What?
Can you edit this description?
Yeah.
Why don't you just, like, above the Rocky Mountain link, why don't you put, like, shop at Rocky Mountain link below, like, type it?
I thought I had done that, but apparently I didn't.
Not on that one.
Yeah, so if you're looking in the description, the very first link that is very clearly a Rocky Mountain ATVMC link.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Or the
There
way
should
I
be a
do it, I
title.
just go to On the Pipe Podcast in the links, click on it, directs me straight to it. I log in, so it's on my account too, so I can have like all my orders like in line. I guess I can see what all I've ordered, and it still goes under.
Yeah. Yeah, the link in our Instagram bio, it's on there too. So if you go to @On the Pipe Podcast on Instagram, click the link in our bio. I think it's the first one on there. It's got the big Rocky Mountain logo. But yeah, once you do that, puts cookie in your browser. It knows that's how you got to the website. I don't even think you see anything when you click it. You just see the website.
Do you get like one of those little signs or like a little picket with that, like shop at Rocky Mountain with this code, and sit at the races, like sit at like where you park your Tesla, just sit it out front, put it on Pro Row,
Yeah.
poach, do it,
Thought about doing that.
You probably have to cut a check to GNCC for that.
or don't.
Make a sign that says, use our GNCC Rocky Mountain link.
They never know.
Yeah.
Just sit it on the back of your car,
especially with the QR code. Just pull it out.
Put it at the start gate or the
front gate.
front gate.
Just put it on a jacket.
Make stickers.
Yeah. So I don't have any around here, but one of the stickers that I did make, like in the OTP logo, I put a QR code that brought you to my link tree that had all the stuff. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. You couldn't even really tell there was a QR code in there, but if you pointed a phone at it, it popped up.
Was
This
your
guy-
OnlyFans on there?
This guy at Two Trees the other night had a QR code on his shirt, and I clicked on it, and it was a black guy going like this. And I thought, all right,
Fair play.
fair play.
But yeah, if you could do that, it helps us out, and we appreciate it.
So
That being said, did I miss anything from Daytona? Did we miss anything from GNCC?
Nope.
nope.
Got all of it.
Who you got for the win this weekend?
I was trying to think of literally any other sporting event that I could to give a prediction for.
Yeah, all the sporting events right now suck. Or NASCAR. Tyler Reddick's 3 for 3 to start the year.
That is crazy. I saw that. The headline was Michael Jordan is 3 for 3 to start the year. And then you had to do some reading to find out that it was him. But I don't know. The state of the world is pretty crazy right now. I will say I haven't gotten any spam calls over the last couple of days. Just neither here nor there. It's just an interesting correlation. But no, that we were talking before this went on air. Like we both know people that were at airports over there. So thinking about the rest of the world, hoping shit doesn't hit the fan. But as far as the predictions this week, I forgot what got me off on that tangent. But I don't know. I'm gonna go with the only rider that has won a race at Talladega.
Stu?
I'm going Johnny again.
I think he's got the podium,
You think he's going to be not sick?
I think it'll be all right.
and I think he came off of this whole thing, and I think he's fired up, and confidence is key. He's the only person that's won at Talladega. He did it last year. I think maybe he goes out there and does it again.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb, looking at the weather, looking at the ride that he had last year. I'm going to go DeFeo
For an overall.
for an overall.
That kid can ride in the mud.
He's a motor rider.
Saw the
A
big
red clay motor rider. So, as long as he keeps his goggles on and he can see, I'm going Nick.
You leaving Friday morning?
Probably.
Craig said he'd fly us down on Sunday.
I gotta get my quad tuned up.
It's damn thunderstorms now.
Oh, shit.
2 days ago it wasn't. That was the plan anyway. Still kind of the plan, just kind of not if there's if
Yeah.
thunderstorms actually happen. No.
I'm scared to fly with you, much less in a thunderstorm.
Drive then. Make it a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, I probably won't go.
We're flying to Oklahoma City.
And flying to Oklahoma City.
Weather dependent or no?
Did you figure out how far of a flight that is?
Did you get the
Not that far.
Frontier all exclusive pass? Whatever.
Oh no,
I bet you.
I forgot about that.
Wonder if they take you to damn.
I didn't have Oklahoma City. That was the first thing.
What if they'll take you to
overseas?
Oh no, I don't think.
I'll take the Cessna over there.
I forgot about that. I need to look in.
I'll take you to
'Cause
150.
I know that Oklahoma City trip.
End up like Amelia Earhart. Never seen
Easy,
it again.
brother.
I
I'll fly over land.
gotta figure something out about Oklahoma City because that's a 19-hour drive.
Dude.
And I was thinking about how much I hate driving to Ironman, and that's 11 hours.
Elon drives for you.
It still sucks, dude. Even driving back from
Have you
Florida.
slept while Elon's driving yet?
No. No, one time I intentionally tried to, and I just couldn't.
This was a couple years ago. I was on the way to Raleigh.
I have slept driving normal cars, though.
I was,
Oh, yeah, you have. Ford Focus.
Fusion.
Fusion.
I actually, so when I just got my,
was this the story at the bachelor party?
leaving Trevor's house.
Yeah.
On New Year's.
You missed a lot.
No, I know
I mean,
this
you might
story.
know about it, but
Yeah.
it was funny.
There was a lot of crap that got revealed for no reason that night. But also, like, dude, when I first got my license, my mom still lived in Florida, and like, I didn't get to go down there very much. So when I got my license, I was like, dude, damn, got a 3-day weekend. I'm going to Florida. I can't tell you how many times I nodded off and fell asleep and like woke up in rumble lanes.
This is scary.
One time I like came to a stop on the side of the road, like ran off the road, came to a stop, and just said, screw it, put it in park, and fell asleep in my front seat and woke up to a cop tapping on my window. He said, you can't do that here. I was like, my bad, and I just took off, kept going. So, yeah. Now I have the safest car to fall asleep in, but no, I haven't.
I was on the way to Raleigh for work one morning
Kids don't do this if you're in the back seat and your mom hadn't turned this off yet.
and passed a guy in a Tesla, laid back like this, passed out, running 70 mile an hour down 40.
Dude.
I'm like,
Dude, there's an intersection conveniently right at Holzer Hospital in Jackson, Ohio. And my uncle was at a gas station, Clark's Pump and Shop, right across the street, sitting there in his Toyota pickup. And a guy on a Honda Goldwing was like laying back and fell asleep and fell off his motorcycle. Landed in the median. The bike fished tails and wrecks. and guy was okay. Like, went to the hospital, checked out. They got the bike going, leaves on the bike. Like, you know how they have the big back on it? He had the cruise set, laying back there, and at the intersection falls off the motorcycle. And the bike goes end over end. I guess it ended up being okay. But
That's
it's like,
insane.
holy shit.
Yeah. Craig, you ever fallen asleep flying in an airplane?
No. I've gotten very tired. But I had another pilot in there with me, so it's all right. I tried to watch a GNCC in it there, I couldn't get couldn't get
Service.
Yeah.
Put you a Starlink on the roof.
I got a little Stratus in there. It gets me, like, I can get traffic and get Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or whatever. I just couldn't pull up the race.
Mm.
It's going to be a really funny picture. I was going to have my iPad up here with the 0.5 fisheye and have, Sky, GNCC right here. But didn't work.
Maybe next time.
I'd really hate to know what, like, commercial airline pilots do in the cockpit.
Call Wolf.
I don't want to know.
Whatever they do, I'm sure they're doing it more on them Frontier fly all you can flights.
Those things are like Teslas. You just freaking get them up in the air and then you let it do what it wants.
All right. Well,
What else you got?
I think that's going to do it. Also, what comes with the trip to Florida every year is allergies flaring back up. So you can probably see that my eyes aren't even open and they're red. So, got to get that dialed in. To be fair, I wasn't flying.
Amen, brother. Finish it. Finish reading it. You started it.
Right.
To be fair, I wasn't flying in Racer TV. Still sucked for me, says Kevin Campbell, 721.
We're going to have to get Kevin Campbell on the show.
Kevin Campbell is 20 pounds down. He said he's feeling sporty for the weekend. So shout out Kevin Campbell.
We're just going to go at it one day.
So I did see a lot of people talking about the broadcast this week. But Florida, dude, it's so spread out. And like I said, there's not good internet. But I know they got Starlinks and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's better than not having anything.
It is better than not having anything. But I didn't watch it all. I didn't watch it all this weekend because I was racing. I was out there racing, not Florida, local. But
I have video coverage of Big Tom at said race.
Huh?
It's all right, coverage of you. Up there. That's a live photo. You could find you out there.
oh yeah, I saw my truck.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for listening to the program. Thank you, Yamaha, for being involved in the program, and hopefully we see the Yamaha boys out there this weekend at Talladega. Be on the lookout for maybe a Dale Senior and Dale Junior bikes going on this weekend with the 3 and the 8.
T-Shep on a 4-wheeler.
Maybe me on a 4-wheeler in the ATV morning race.
That's hard.
That's going to be fun. Hopefully it happens. I'm trying to speak it into existence.
Do you have a GoPro?
I have an
My
Insta
God, I'd
360.
hope. Yeah.
You should wear one. Not on your helmet, but wear one.
Yeah, I will.
Chest. You got chest strap?
Yeah. Maybe I'll
if you
strap
don't-
it to the utility rack.
And if you don't shotgun a beer on the starting line,
Dude, that'd be sick. Hell yeah. For Yamaha.
Yeah.
But
But
don't
don't-
light. Mountains are blue.
yeah,
Blue crew.
don't. Nah. Just don't shotgun a beer like you took your shot on your bachelor party. That was pitiful.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Took him like 45 minutes.
Shotgun a beer?
No, to take a shot of
Oh,
tequila.
what was it? Oh.
But it was good tequila. I mean, I didn't do bottom shelf.
What'd you get? Top Golf?
Yeah. No, not Top Golf tequila. No, it was Patron.
Dude, we had this,
Oh, was it?
we had this
Yes.
shit over the weekend. It was
good.
It's
I
not
enjoyed it.
Rumplemint's, but it's like a blue off-brand Rumplement. I don't know what you want to call it. It's
I just
dog shit.
don't drink, so whenever I drink nowadays, I just feel like crap.
Just give the man the worm.
Let
Let him do it.
Have you ever
Felt
ate? Have you ever ate a worm?
No,
Yeah,
I've just been
neither have I.
warned.
But I've seen a guy eat a worm. Not good. Wake up.
Oh,
Anyway,
Jinx. I think that's going to be the program. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Moms, if you had to get through the cussing segment, thank you for allowing us to stay on your car ride down to Talladega, Alabama. Or maybe Mom was inside of Buc-ee's when all that was happening, so she didn't hear it, and Dad let it skip past. Shout out to you, Dad. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Shop Rocky Mountain ATVMC with our link. Hit up Zach Tussle. Put your money with him and watch it grow. And big thanks to Yamaha and the Blue Crew. We'll see you guys next week when we recap the Talladega GNCC that is happening this coming weekend. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later. Bye.
See you.